This video contains strong language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
For everyone's knowledge, these grid squares, because of social distancing, they are now 6 feet instead of 5.
That's some confusing math.
So, welcome back, everybody. It's been a week.
1 week since you looked at me.
Most of us have been trapped in our homes.
Anything?
Yay!
Oh my god.
Holy shit, that timing.
Hi, Rachel.
What did we learn?
I learned that I hate everything.
We have t-shirts. They're currently being made in China, so it might be a minute till we get them.
Oof.
A couple years.
A couple of months. So, as I was saying about 8 seconds ago, welcome back. Thank you all for joining. Brandon will be joining us momentarily because duty calls. And he had to go make sure someone wasn't burning down an apartment. So last week, does anyone want to recap for Josh?
I have the wrong map open.
You're in a closet.
Yeah, you're in a closet.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what you're doing?
Me in a
And
closet?
composing boy.
Josh is in the closet.
Josh spent a little bit of time in Lady Cost's closet. So no one
Okay.
wants to.
She wanted to borrow your hippogriff because she wanted to cast a ginormous illusion over the town of a giant terrifying storm to keep everybody inside their houses while we went to go try to take care of business, so we didn't have to try to tell them like these scary things are killing you guys. So
Some
she had
would
to
say
borrow
it was
your
the
hippogriff.
perfect storm.
Yes. So she had to borrow your hippogriff and your one thing to make to, I don't know what I'm trying to say, to allow her to do that was you wanted to see the closet. And then when we saw her later, she said you were still in there. So you're having a grand old time in there. And then we thought it was hippogriffs. Keelik freaked out. He saw something in the sky, told us all to hide. We went in the trees. Lythar and Ronan had a badass moment of throwing me into a tree, and
That
it
is
worked.
true.
And I stuck the landing. And then we discovered that it was actually a apparently adolescent rock. And
It's
it was
not a
terrifying.
boulder, it's a rock.
And then I had to reboot my computer, and in that time, everyone discussed the possibility of not fighting it, which I missed and came back and was like, I'm going to take a shot. And then Entangling Strike worked, and then it fell to the ground. Keelik almost killed it, and then Robbie almost killed Ronan and Robbie with electricity, and it was pretty dope. And then most of us took feathers from it for things we want to do with them. Robbie investigated the body. I forget what we discovered from that.
Ronan killed himself.
Ronan put himself into a. Ronan did KO himself with his
Oh,
cool.
I forgot about the very end.
Yeah.
We discovered that this thing is moving ironically like a virus.
Oh, Curtis, no.
Also, for everyone's knowledge, these grid squares, because of social distancing, they are now 6 feet instead of 5.
That's some confusing math, my
Don't
friend.
worry, I'll take care of it.
You move 3.33 repeating squares.
Anyway, so Mike, you were saying what we discovered.
Yeah, the rock ate, if I remember correctly, what looked like one, if not both, of the hippogriffs and started turning. That's about it. Yeah, I remember that.
It was one beak and a bunch of talons. But other than that, there was
Chickens
no
have large
real
talons.
sign of it.
I was just Brandon and freaking Thrall and Keelik had a nice bonding moment.
Mhm.
Keelik now owns his glaive, I guess,
Yeah, or at least he's borrowing it.
borrowing it. But it was Keelik's turned out to be a cool dude, in my opinion. He helps.
Grr.
So we'll pick back up. Right about an hour after we left off, you guys are sheltered on the upwind side, the leeward side of this rock. You've set up. Keelik ran and grabbed some stuff for a small little campfire just to like just keep warm and just have something to do while you kind of rest for an hour. As Ronan, who was kind enough to wild magic a spell slot back for Thalia, put himself unconscious. Because he means well, but boy, sometimes it doesn't work like you want it to.
And then made me expend a spell slot to save him.
But it was you could have just stabilized me and then waited
And leave you with 1 hit
1d4
point.
hours. We took a
And
short
leave you with 1 hit
rest.
point.
Yeah, we're good now. We're fine.
So yeah, the 6 of you, 7, 8. Oh God, there's so many of you. Because like 3 of you have friends now. Y'all are hanging out on the side of this rock.
I like how Kendrick got a pet wolf and
Mhm.
Brandon got a pet sentient bugbear.
Yeah. And Maury has a pet robot.
Mhm.
I imagine my own pet. I just think real hard and he appears.
Yeah. You know, there's something to be said for that. Mostly it's a little weird. Let me make sure I have
He's
everything.
my real life imaginary friend.
So, as you guys are sitting there, sitting around your fire, you hear something kind of heavy moving up the road. And it sounds like a horse, but the hooves are wrong. There's a little more scraping to it than you would hear on a normal hoof. And Lami, I don't know if you're singing or anything as you ride up to join the Lady Cost pointed you in this general direction, and then you saw the smoke from a campfire by
So I'm
this.
just chilling on my hippogriff, just riding on in.
We're just riding on in. As you come to the side of the road to a familiar clearing where you fought the bugbears the first time at the remains of the burned down house. That's also very familiar. You see about 40 feet of trees, and then what looks like something just came and crashed and cleared out like a 60-foot swath of trees. And right on the other side of this enormous silvery thing is the source of the smoke. By enormous, I mean like it's you can't see over it. Well mounted, you cannot see over it. This thing is large.
It's huge. Okay.
Fucking huge.
It's a big boy.
You got red on you.
Do I have any beer on me? We're drinking and driving.
Did you finish the beer? Lady Cost sent you off with a single beer. Did you finish it yet?
Deep.
Or
I'm gonna say no. I'm just chilling with my big beer.
You're sipping on your beer. Okay.
Drinking and driving.
Sipping
I'm
and
gonna go investigate this burning heap of thing.
okay. The thing itself is not burning. There's just the smoke on the far side. As you look around, you see you see a bunch of like feathers laying on the ground around it. You see this enormous gash on the underside of it, and there's like guts and entrails and stuff kind of hanging out. And you see a pair of bloody footprints circling around to the front of this bird. And as you get close, you realize that it looks like a hawk, but this hawk's about 120 feet of wingspan.
Oh,
Like this
Jesus.
is a large bird.
I just see the head of a hawk and it's dead.
You see the whole hawk, and yes, it's dead.
Okay, I'm
the
gonna like kick it in the beak, just kind of like tap it,
the
just
beak
to
is
make sure that
missing.
it's not moving.
The
Oh,
beak is missing.
I'm just gonna kick it in its head with the missing beak and see if it moves.
Just
So
totally defile this bird.
you go to kick it, and you like you see that like the bottom jaw has been ripped away, but like it looks like someone just grabbed it, like just yanked it out of there. And you go up and you kick it, and like the top beak, when you kick it, you feel the metal give under your boot, and it's like punching through this outer layer, and then it's into the bone and all the normal beak underneath, and you pull out your foot, and it's a gross bloody mess.
Holding my beer, I'm just gonna kind of say to myself, "Yep, it's the work of only one person and one person I know, and his name's Ronan."
From the other side of the bird, you hear this ting squelch, and you hear a familiar voice say, "This could only be the work of one man. His name is Ronan."
Well,
Ronan, I couldn't be more surprised to see you here.
you see me. Where are you?
Where are you?
I'm next to this bird. Where are you?
I'm next to the bird. I'm gonna look around really confused.
I'm gonna start walking around the bird counterclockwise.
Okay, so you're walking around the other side of the bird.
Uh-huh.
Okay, towards the tail.
Oh wait,
Okay.
did he find me? I thought that I was on the opposite end of the bird.
You're on the opposite. You guys are like sheltering at like the middle of the back, and
Okay.
he's up by the head.
Okay.
So you start walking towards the tail,
Yes.
and it's high enough up that he can't. Like you miss each other.
I'm gonna start
You miss
being
seeing
like,
each other.
follow the sound of my voice. I'm gonna keep walking around the bird. Guys, we is this my voice? Is this how I normally sound? I don't even remember. We have to find Lamy. He's here somewhere. I can hear him. I don't know where he is. And I'm just gonna start walking around the bird.
You can hear him being like, "We have to find Lamy," and you hear it. You know that it's coming from kind of the other side of the bird, or it's coming from.
I'm just gonna kind of say, Ronan, did this bird eat you?
No. Did it eat you?
No.
Oh. Have I gotten around the bird yet?
The two of you are shouting this conversation. You've circled around the tail, and you're following the tail back towards the feet.
Okay.
Give me a perception check to see if you spot the dragon in full plate.
That is a 6.
Oh my god.
So you still haven't seen him still standing in the same place at the head of this bird.
Okay, I'll keep walking and being like, Lamy, do you still hear me?
Hello. I hear you.
Can I throw like a stick at one of them? Is there like twigs, like little small boy that I could? I'm just
as this fucking vaudeville routine closes up, Ronan, you work your way around past the feet, and you see once you come around, you see Ronan, or you see Lamy sitting on the back of his, or standing next to his hippogriff at the head of this bird.
I run over and I go, Lamy, and I slap him in the shoulder. Oh, I guess you got out of that closet, didn't you?
Yes, it wasn't a very fun closet.
No, did
We'll
you
have to talk
find? Did you
about
find
that. We'll have
anything?
to talk about that later.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not quite sure what I found.
We
It
have
wasn't
a.
very good.
Oh. We have a bird. Now.
This one?
Yes.
Why did you take its beak? I know you took its beak.
I did take its beak. It's for reasons.
Weird.
Yeah, well, the rest of us are around the bird. So if you wanna gather on up.
At the butt side?
No, the back, the like shoulder area.
Literally like 5 feet away. Like you circle around the bird, and there they are, all sitting behind it at this little campfire.
Everyone, look! I found Lamy.
Hello.
Yes. Yep. You did.
look
Oh.
at you, buddy.
This is perfect. I had a thought in literally only an hour. Ronan, you have described several times that the weird small bots were destroyed by lightning when you were touched.
Yes. Yes,
Are you
Core
su-
electrocuted me, and then I wasn't infected by the spiders.
So I'll point to the pile of mechanical pieces right outside the stomach gash and go, are we sure that those pieces are inert?
I hope so. What does inert mean?
Non-active.
Ah. I don't
Dead?
think they are. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel metally. Do I look metally?
I am not talking about you.
Oh.
I'd like to point out for Josh that Robbie is covered in blood right now.
Blood, guts, like the hat, the trench coat, the whole shebang. He's just still like he's mostly dried off, and by dried off I mean it's just caked on. He smells something fierce.
Robbie, did you go inside of the bird?
I did.
Robbie, why?
Those metal bits.
They were in the bird, and you thought you had to get into the bird to get them out.
It worked out that way.
That's pretty dope, my robot friend.
So, Robbie,
So metal bits were in bird, but who's to say that this bird didn't just eat a few adventurers a few hours? I wear metal. He could have eaten a me.
Some of those bits were distinguishable hippogriff bits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were able to identify them, especially having literally seen a hippogriff like 2 hours before when Lamy rode off. You were able to put the beak in the claw, and it matched close enough that it made sense. There were also bits of adventuring armor in there, in addition to these bird things.
These pieces are adventurers. These pieces look like your bird.
I'm gonna look at him. What do I see?
yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
you see
A
that,
motorcycle.
no, it looks like just a bunch of like claws and a beak that could have been from any large animal. But as you're standing next to your hippogriff and you look at your hippogriff and you look down at these things, it looks like a match. It looks that it makes sense.
Okay. So these are metal hippogriff bits. Where did the metal hippogriffs go? Where'd they come from?
I just point to the gash in the rock.
But how did they get there? And why are there metal hippogriffs? I've never seen a metal hippogriff. I've seen a blue hippogriff. Mine's blue.
Can I buttle in? As soon as he says I've never seen, I'm gonna like face palm real hard. Lythar. Or well, I'm Lythar. I'm speaking
Perfect.
I'm
Great.
Lythar. I'm gonna be like, Mommy, do you remember when we found our other large friend and we found 2 hippogriffs and you tried to hug them?
But those were regular hippogriffs. They weren't metal. They were very adorable looking.
How would we have known if they were metal or not?
Do you remember what happened to your
I
dwarf friend?
touched them. They were not metal.
Did you touch them?
Oh, I touched it.
I thought I was gonna ask Chris. I thought you startled them before you were approaching them, and then they freaked out. But you might have touched them.
I'm pretty sure it ran over Lamy.
I think
Yeah.
it did.
He missed getting trampled by it, barely.
Yeah, I think we all barely made it.
I
What
was
what
fine.
was your question, Robbie? You said a thing.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was unimportant. Or was it?
Oh, I can't remember.
Basically,
Um,
I'm pretty sure Lami was just asking where it came from. He's never seen the metal bubble blood.
Oh, right. Yeah, you said, do you remember what happened to your dwarf friend? That's what it was.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
We're super with it, guys. Definitely not
Woohoo!
definitely not cabin fever. It's fine.
We haven't been stuck inside for a little bit now.
It's fine. I live at the end of the road with grass and woods and trees.
And this guy with his grass.
With my grass. I can go outside whenever I want.
Anywho.
Me too, actually. There's a garage out there full of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So-
So Lami, you got Robbie asked if you remembered what happened to your dwarf friend.
He turned into metal.
I believe I have heard the theory thus far that the same thing could have happened to these hippogriffs.
How do we know hippogriffs turn into metal? I'm gonna look at my hippogriff and make sure it's not metal.
It's not.
Okay, it's good. Just,
When you kind of look at it, it looks at you. It kind of snorts and rolls its eyes and goes back to looking around.
Yep. Makes sense.
well. If the hippogriffs are turning into metal, this is not good.
Do you think it would be worth casting lightning on all of this metal around us?
That sounds terrifying.
I believe that the same properties that turned your dwarf friend metal are doing the same thing with these.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. I mean, is the storm the illusion storm right over us at this point?
The storm right now is the illusion.
Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, it is. This storm is starting to brew up, and the wind is starting to blow. Just shift things around and keep things moving. But yeah, it is. Thalia, you've got now that you know that it's an illusion from Lady Cost. You're able to see where it doesn't quite mesh up with reality.
Okay.
Um,
Well, if we want to help Lady Cost, we could always, summoning lightning probably wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Does anybody here make sparkly fingers like our old dwarf friend?
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic. Do the
Okay.
do the hippogriff parts make magicness, or are they
you're
not
looking.
glowy?
You're looking for the Modron magic.
Yeah, I'm looking for that Modron-y grayish shit.
So when you get that detect magic, the bird is just dissipating. It's almost like it's just smoldering away to nothing, and it's just becoming regular metal. The hippogriff parts are completely inert, completely dead,
Okay.
not active, as Robbie so succinctly put it.
Non-active.
They are, or if you want to use the big word that your robot friend taught you, they are now inert.
The hippogriff parts are in nerds, and the large bird is less magic-y than it normally would be.
It is becoming inert.
So I think it is also becoming in nerds.
Excellent.
Did I miss anything?
Ronan learned a new word.
Ronan
Nice. I see that.
inert.
Yeah,
Is what it's. The lobby has been brought up to speed on the hippogriff parts and the current running theory. And Ronan just detected magic and saw that everything is becoming inert and is losing whatever built-in magicness was about them. It's slowly just dissipating away.
And
Hey,
remember,
Ronan,
Huh?
can you see a trail? Like, is there a trail leading away? Like, does the magic continue in a certain direction?
Do I see
Look.
any other magic things?
What's your question, Mike?
I was going to say, look very, very high. It came from the clouds.
I will look very, very high. Do I have to roll a very, very high check?
Roll. What's the range on detect magic?
Like 30 feet.
You can detect magic without using a spell slot or components using Constitution as my spellcasting ability. No!
Brandon.
There we go.
Yay!
I had the wrong overlay on, so everyone was like half a face. Brandon, are you there?
That really fucks with me when I'm editing, because all of a sudden it's a jigsaw puzzle.
It's like... Boy, it would sure be nice if I had YouTube money that I could pay someone to run my computer and I didn't have to.
That's called the switcher. You can pay Josh.
I could.
So detect magic is 30 feet.
Yes.
So you look up, but you don't see anything.
Mhm.
There is no ground trail except for the enormous skid mark that was left when this thing like B-52'd its way into this field.
I'm gonna follow the B-52 landing strip, and is that magic also dissipating, or is
Yes.
it okay?
It is like as you get to like it's dissipating as you walk this trail.
Mhm.
And by the time you get to where it made first impact, there is no trace of it.
And none of my friends are glowy like this, right?
Correct.
Ooh. Not even
Is
our
glowy?
new bugbear friend.
Your bugbear friend is clean.
Damn.
Was
Cute.
also massively electrocuted.
Yeah,
Is
that's a good
Keelik was
point.
also Keelik, and you were both tased. Aggressively tased.
Core. I think it was gray that the Modron / core glowed.
Yeah. Yes, it was like a industrial gray.
The tint of gray.
So yeah, there is none of this magic on really anybody.
Should we set the bird on fire so no like wolves or coyotes come and eat the meat and then this whole thing starts over again?
Sure.
Curtis was like, what an idea.
Think all
Like
of
that.
us-
What a thought.
Lythar, did you say that you remember where these birds were nested?
Yeah, it was in that hole that we
Mhm.
found Ronan in when he followed the string. He could
Uh-huh.
probably take us there.
I rolled like a natural 20 to remember
Isn't that
that
where we
shit.
were
Yeah, you
going?
did.
Actually, when
Yep.
this
Uh-huh.
happened.
Yeah, that's
Right,
where we
you
were
showed up,
going.
yes.
I almost
Wait,
forgot
wait.
where we were going.
Who is going where? What's happening? What was the plan?
We're going to the string that I then followed into the hole where I saw the hippogriffs, and they looked at me funny, and I didn't like it, so then I went into this room, and then I stayed there for 3 months, which is where you found me. We're going back there to see...
Why are we going back there?
Because we need to stop the robot spiders, and we think that they're in the hole with the string.
Are you sure?
No, that's why we're going there.
I've had a very weird time
Was there string?
while I was away. And I may have seen something important, but I'm not too sure.
What was it?
Without getting into details too much.
I want
because
details, though.
they aren't important to you. I'm worried about the conclusion of said details. I
What?
just think we need to find a
So
man.
it sounds like we need the details to understand the conclusion that you're
We-
worried
we-
about.
We need to find a man named Fabrinus. That's who we need to find.
Named Payramas.
Fabrinus. Fabrinus.
Fabrinus? Fabrinus.
There,
That's the name.
favoring us.
There's the name.
We need to find this man because I think it's incredibly important right now.
Why?
I can do it in the edit, Chris.
Okay.
That was literally not helpful.
Nope.
That was so blurry.
When I opened the closet, I saw a vision.
Of a man.
Several of them, and some women.
All
Not
named
like-
Fabrinus.
One of them was named Fabrinus, and he seemed to have lost a package of his. And all I know is inside of this package was a small living metal object.
Like a hippogriff?
A dragon.
Dragon.
Wait, guys.
Baby
Just
dragon.
gift that for me.
Dragons come from packages.
It's a baby dragon.
Like in Harry Potter.
Well-
they're in the little bag.
The mayor said that there were reports of people being chased through the Elderwood from the direction of Long Pike by things. And that would line up with our string hole. And so I think we're right here. We're within... How far are we from the string place?
You're probably an hour walking.
We're
to the
like
string place.
a half hour from walking. We could just go. We could check it out. We could leave and then be done.
I don't know where to find this Feyreness lady. Sorry.
Lady, I thought it was a
Just
man.
Take that correction and just roll with it.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Mommy, how much beer have you had?
This many's.
But this Feyreness lady, she seems incredibly important. And I feel I need to seek her out immediately, and I have no idea which way to go, but I might start that way.
Which way did he point?
Just left. Whatever I'm
Is
saying.
left the direction of the hole?
Not quite.
Okay.
You need a general like left forward direction.
I can make left work.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
you
say, I'm just gonna say, give me a second. Then I'm gonna break down and go in meditative state, and I'm gonna try and commune with this big old blue dragon lady.
You keep cutting out
Okay.
like a weirdo.
Oh, God damn it!
So you're gonna have a quick commune.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit down directly in front of him, staring at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow suit.
So I'll scooch over to give
The commune
to give
is-
Robbie move.
I'm gonna start packing up the little makeshift campsite, I guess.
I was gonna say we might as well start packing up the makeshift peace pipe, I guess.
I'm just gonna stare at him like,
I'll help Thalia put out the fire and everything. And
Keelik has just been sitting there with the glaive, just like checking over the edges. And
Can I give Cora scritches?
yes, absolutely. That's a free action. Give me an animal handling check to get close, though.
yeah, what are
Uh-oh.
you doing?
She's giving Cora scritches.
Oh yeah.
Pull up my... Uh-oh,
Am I
that's
allowed
when
to
I get
like give
start.
her advantage?
Yeah, you could do that. You can give her
All right.
advantage.
I give
Oh,
you
thank you.
advantage because she's.
Because
a
that
good
wasn't
girl.
very good. That's not much better. That's a 9.
She's pretty cool with it. She hasn't had any hostile actions. You
didn't-
haven't
you
thrown a
didn't
cup
throw
at her. So she's pretty chill with you. She just kind of like, as you come over and start giving stretches, she kind of shifts a little underneath you to put like, instead of like moving.
Yeah,
Moving
there's like a
towards-
few seconds where I'm just like, here, no, okay.
She's moving under your hand to put your hand where she wants it.
Cool.
Instead of like moving your hand, she just moves under your hand to get like the spot behind the ears. So as Lami, give me a religion check to do this commune thing.
does he get advantage because Robbie and I are staring at him?
I almost gave him
Is this the first roll of the game?
No, Thalia just rolled.
the animal handling check.
It's a natural 20, though.
Yeah, that's the first.
That's the oh boy, that's your first roll. Welcome back. So you sit down and you slip into this meditative state. And as your breathing kind of slows, inhale and you exhale, and the two of you who are kneeled directly in front of him, you see his usual you see a plume of smoke, then an inhale, and the second bloom of smoke is more bluish and silver. It just continues to brighten and become more metallic as he dips into this meditation.
Is that normal? I just kind of whisper to Robbie.
I do not know.
Oh.
Does Robbie have the ability to whisper, or does he always talk at a delayed? I'm just curious. Of, like Ronan's like,
It's a constant
and
it's a
just, I don't know. Well,
constant, like 60 decibels at all times.
He has the ability to whisper. He doesn't understand it.
That's perfect.
That's so sad. So Lami, as you dip into this meditation, for the first time, you feel that heat pouring out of the back of your head, and you just kind of lean back and fall into it.
Oh,
And you find yourself kneeling in what looks like you're kneeling basically on what looks like a cloud.
okay.
And you look around and all you can see is smoke. It is not around you. It is not choking. It's not obfuscating. It's just you're in a smoky box,
Got it.
effectively.
It's a great band name.
It
The
is.
Smoky
Band-
Box.
band name
Smoky
called-
Box.
And you hear musician. So you hear, and that voice you feel in the back of your head, you hear it this time. He goes, "Hello. I wondered when I'd get to meet you." And this enormous dragon head just peers through the smoke
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
settles. And it kind of like leans in and then just comes and settles in front of you. So you are eye to eye with this thing directly in front of him.
Okay, I'm gonna straight up I'm gonna do some kneeling right now.
You're still kneeling you're in the same pose you went into the meditation in.
Okay, good, yep, good. Stay in there.
And this dragon like kind of looks at you and turns her head so she can get a good look at you with her one eye. Well,
Hello. It's lovely to meet you.
oh, you're so polite.
You see,
Why aren't you this way with your friends?
I'm not sure. They don't quite terrify me like you do.
Do they need to terrify you to get a please and thank you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll work on that. So, what do I owe the pleasure of this meeting?
Look, I am very confused right now. You obviously know what's been happening with me, but I met you after all of these events transpired. And I still don't know why, and I need guidance, and I need to know where I am going.
What do you need guidance with? I can give you so much guidance in so many directions, but I need to know what direction you want to go.
I need to pursue this evil until it's...
Which evil?
Should I be following my gaggle of friends here down into a cave to find some very shiny metal birds? Or should I mayhaps be pursuing this Faerun-ass lady? I am very conflicted about what I need to do. And obviously you know what I need to do because I think you're the reason I'm here.
You are the reason you're here.
No.
I gave you what you needed to go where you wanted.
But I don't even think I know where I wanted to go.
To be fair, this is very confusing for you, and I apologize. Your path goes wherever you want it to and wherever you will it to. And your friends, and as she's speaking to you, smoky silhouettes of your friends press forward through the smoke,
Ooh.
not ever fully becoming people,
Ooh.
but you recognize all these silhouettes, even Keelik and Cora. You recognize all of them. Because your friends are on the right path. For them. I will tell you, Feyrinus is dead. They are not who you should be finding.
But okay. Ugh.
Think about what you saw. Who's really in charge?
The person in the thing with the stuff. You know what I mean, right? With the words that I can't put in my mouth right now
The
because
one in the red?
That's it. Red. It's a very difficult word.
I understand. I'm blue. You have to understand how difficult it is.
I like blue.
Thank you. It's actually sapphire, but we'll argue semantics later. But the one in red, they killed your father. Now,
But
don't.
They had a shiny thing in a box that was alive.
Had. They are close to it. They do not have it. But you have business here. Do me a favor.
Yes.
When you return
To here and in here.
When you wake up, remember what you saw. Remember what you were shown. And remember she kind of hurt. She stops as if the words have been just like blocked in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, no, that would be too much. I'm sorry, I can't tell you more.
Oh, but don't I need to know everything that I possibly?
If I told you everything, that would be cheating. And that
would be really smart, though.
Would you, though?
Maybe.
You would drink and forget everything I've told you, like you've tried to forget what happened to you.
Well, correct.
Maybe it's time to stop forgetting.
Maybe only forget some things?
Her head kind of lifts up and starts dipping back into the smoke. And it stops at your response. She goes, no, everything, but take your time. And her head just disappears into the smoke, and the smoky figures of your friends move around you. And the smoky figures of Robbie and Ronan kneel down in front of you. And then the smoke dissipates, and you see the real Robbie and Ronan kneeling before you, staring directly at you. It's very disconcerting. Oh, come on, camera. What are we doing? What do we got here? Hello.
It didn't like that.
Whatever. I'm just going to be blurry for a couple of
There
minutes.
we go.
Thank you. Anyway.
Hello there.
I poke him in the snoot.
As he's trying to poke me, I want to try and slap his hand away.
Is this a contested
Do you want to make it a contested?
Check?
Do you want to make it a contested roll, or do you want to let it happen?
It's up to Chris.
I want to poke him in the snoot.
Okay. I guess that's an attack roll.
Yeah. Oh well. That would be an unarmed attack.
Big Goliath.
Ooh, that's 22.
That hits me.
Hey.
So as you're like kind of your vision snaps to focus, and as you're getting used to all of a sudden everything is color and it isn't just a billowy cloud of smoke, you get this boop just right on the tip of your snoot from this large kind of bloody Goliath finger.
I'm just gonna start like swiping in the front of my face.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Because I'm fine, but I don't know why you're touching me.
Oh, because you were all like, ooh, and all, bleh, bleh, and yeah.
I was having a moment with my lovely blue dragoness,
You're
Best
not
word I
blue.
but she's blue.
Who's blue?
I was talking with her. We had a good moment.
There's no one here. It's just me and Robbie.
I hand him a mug.
You hand me a mug? Perfect. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna drink whatever's in it.
What's in it?
That would be from the Twist and Shout.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a cold beer in a very familiar tankard.
I'm gonna drink it.
So
Thank you,
Keelik,
Robbie. I knew there was a reason I kept you here. You're my best friend.
Keelik is standing between Thrall and Maury, and kind of next to Thalia and Lythar, and she goes, "Are they always like this? Especially your dragon friend. Is he always like this?"
You stop talking to me like this, Mr. Standy Upright Dog. I don't like you.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Two-Legged Lizard. I didn't mean to disturb you or insult you. It's a little cloudy for you to be, basking in the sun, but, everyone needs a nap every now and again.
You run away like a coward. That's the only important detail pertaining to your legacy.
And Lythar, or not Lythar, Keelik he just has the glaive kind of nestled in his arm, and he looks over at Thrall, looks at Lythar, and goes, "Ask your friends if I ran." When we
You
fought
ran
the
3
bird."
times. Not with the bird. But every other time we've met you, you ran away. So you're batting a 1 out of 4 there, my friend. It's not looking too good for you.
Huh. I didn't know you could count that high, big man.
I can count to at least 12. Thank you very much.
Is that with or without your shoes?
I don't have on shoes.
Who wears shoes?
Kind of just looks around. He looks at Thrall and he goes, I'm glad my life is yours." And he walks over and stands behind, like sort of next to Thrall and behind him, just kind of back out of the way.
I'm gonna pop up from my little squat and poking situation and be like, well, now that we are rested and we are well and we've had our fun picking on Keelik running away, I think we should go and find the string and the hole and get this all over with.
Well, hold on. What did your god say?
Oh,
Sorry.
Something about a person in red and this Faerun-ass man.
Lady in
Lady
red.
man, she is very dead. She's gone. Not important. It's the person in the red we need to find. Therefore, I say we go find everyone in red.
Is anyone in our party wearing red?
I'm coated in red.
No,
I look at Robbie and go, Robbie's red.
That's a very different kind of red, Ronan.
Oh.
It might be turning brown by this point.
This was a very clean red, very noble looking.
Mm.
It's just something to look out for in our travels.
Mm.
But yes, we should go into the hole and with the birds. I suppose. As much as that terrifies me.
Makes sense to me.
I just stare at Ronan. You were the one that said you remembered where to go.
Ah, yes, and I start walking in that direction.
Okay. So everyone's has taken the time to pick up their things while this exchange has been happening. Because I guess that's the best noun for what the hell just happened.
Oh, and I'm carrying a beak.
Yeah.
Yes, the bottom beak. This is requiring both hands.
I'm giving it like a hug.
This is a large, like.
Ronan, why don't you put the beak down and come back and get it later?
I will put the beak in the burned down house.
Okay.
And I'll
Just
cover
hanging
it
out
with
there?
I'll cover it with something. Is there anything there to cover it with? Like dirt?
As you start walking back, Keelik kind of breaks away from behind Thrall and swings wide around you, so he comes at you from the front.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds up a hand and stop motion, and he walks.
I stop.
And he walks over to a pile of brambles and a large briar bush and lifts it up, and there's a hidey hole there. And he goes, "You can hide it here if you want."
Thank you. And I put the beak in and I curtsy, which is a 12.
So you get like the general gist of it, and Keelik.
Oh wait, no, it was a 9. Persuasion is +4. Performance is +1.
So, and Keelik kind of looks at you and looks at the thing and is like, and he kind of grabs like his fur and like kind of pulls
Is he
his
wearing
fur out to the
pants?
side. Not as such.
Okay.
He is relatively pants light. He's definitely appropriately covered.
Okay.
But he grabs like kind of his fur and gives a solid curtsy that's on par with yours. Like he kind of mimics your actions and like something. Is this how you always greet people?
That's how I greet people. These other ones haven't caught on yet.
Is this what your tribe does?
This is what my mother taught me actually when we moved in to where I grew up. Don't ask me to pronounce it. I still haven't figured out how.
It's one of those human names, isn't it?
It is.
They're very, very tricky. I understand.
Yes.
And as you kind of turn and start walking back, you and Keelik strike up a conversation about mother's advice and things that your mother's told you when you were a kid. So you guys all kind of gather up everything. You tramp out the fire. Chris, Ronan, I apologize. Your detect magic. This bird is completely. By the time you guys leave, this bird is completely inert. There's nothing active about this thing. And actually, as you guys are leaving, you start to see pieces of the metal flaking off and just basically falling to the bigger pieces are falling to the ground. The feathers are basically molting and disappearing. And what's left behind is the body inside the shell of this bird, of the rock, as you guys are leaving.
Can I check on my bag of feathers? Are they still there?
The feathers are fine.
Okay.
They are also inert, but they don't seem to be decaying.
Okay. So it's like Monster Hunter. You gotta cut it off while it's alive. Or almost alive. Alright. I will, I guess we'll continue on the trail.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, you get to the part where, you remember where this thing is. Actually, give me a history check. What did I make you the first time? History or survival?
I think it was history. Well, that was to remember where it was.
Okay. I'll let you do history or survival because now you're like
I'll
in
do
the thick of it.
survival. That is a
I feel like that's
14.
better for you. Okay, so you're like okay, and you circle around the house and you find the spot where you remember you remember coming out of here. So you start you kind of put your head down and you're just looking. And it's been 2 weeks, so there's a little bit of trail clutter and stuff like that. But as you keep moving, things start to become more and more familiar. And After about 30 minutes of walking, you start the trees. This pretty heavily grown forest starts to give away, and you're starting to see boulders that look like they've rolled down a nearby either mountain or hillside and just ended up here. Sort of, you're weaving in between these large rocks, working your way uphill, and then you come to a clearing with a large rock that looks like it doesn't quite match the other ones. It looks like it's been dropped there, or something has been like the rock's been broken apart and is covering something. And you remember that when you guys left, you guys left this, and Marcus and a few of his friends managed to seal the hole from all the tiny things that were chasing you. And you recognize that this was where that happened. And so as you guys kind of mosey up, we can take a break there, actually, because I know people are getting a little antsy.
That'll work.
But yeah, as you guys get there, it looks very well sealed from where you guys left it. We'll go on break.
All right.
Nice.
So
Like sealed as in like completely closed off.
definitely not easy to
Guess
get
you'll
to.
find out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll find out in 10. Everybody take a 10. Take a cigarette, take a whatever. We'll be back.
Yay.
Can I take a cigarette and a whatever?
Yes.
Oh,
Can I be the thumbnail for this video like this?
No.
Why not?
because DC will copyright us.
Yeah, but that's to keep your brain inside the case that it comes in.
Yeah.
Keeping your brain in original mint condition.
Mint
So,
condition?
so welcome back to 5% chance that the spiders are watching you. When we left off, you all, Ronan had successfully led you all to the pile of rubble that had become of the basically the air chute, the coal chute that you guys had found initially. This is where you met Marcus and his band of outriders.
Command, this is Delta. Do you read?
No,
That
not that
one?
Marcus.
Oh.
This one's less of a douchebag.
Oh.
Actually, Lythar, you see with your elf eyes, you see a small pile of stones parked, like tucked off outside of the clearing, with what looks like some kind of grave marker from the dude that you shot in the head many moons ago. Right.
Oh, Kendrick
'Cause that
pulled a
happened.
Zach. Just murder the helpless NPC.
To be
He
fair,
wasn't- no.
the
He was being a dick, and they
the
were
NPC
aiming at
did
us.
have him at bow point.
and he took
and-
a shot at something. Like, he didn't take a shot, but he like did a warning shot right at someone's feet, and I was like, "Fuck it, I don't like this guy."
And then you shot him in the head. So that's how we de-escalated the situation from there.
I was proving who was the better archer, and obviously,
By
His bo-
murdering someone.
His body's about 30 yards away from you.
my point was well proven.
It was proven. So you guys are now standing around. So there are two large boulders, probably 15 feet high. And then there was a third one that had been sheltering this. For those of you who remember, it's about a 5 to 6 foot hole that you guys, that Lami, Kor, and Lythar crawled down about 3 weeks ago at this point.
Wow, is that it?
Crazy how time flies, and it's actually been 6 months. So
Oof.
you guys, two of you remember this hole being here, and now it is completely covered by the large bolt. Like when they dropped the boulder, it kind of crumbled but still sealed the hole. And Ronan, you remember crawling out of that hole and looking back and seeing the walls crawling and clinking with the noise of all these little mechanical things chasing you up this hole. And Lythar, you remember standing with Ronan and standing in a circle and holding hands and feeling the current pass through all of you and smelling the ozone of course electricity passing through all of you, and seeing him clutching his chest and grabbing his holy symbol and seeing the lightning arc across his chest as he was trying to purge himself of whatever had been inside of all of you. And then the rest, as they say, is history. So, what would y'all like to do?
So here's the hole. It's under this rock.
So what's in the hole again?
There were passages, and it was like a chute. I had to like crawl, kinda, because I'm rather large. And there, I originally had followed a string that I found. It was back there, but it's not there anymore. And I followed it into this hole, and I found hippogriffs, and they didn't seem happy that I was there. So I went into this other room and stayed in there for about 3 months because I didn't want to bother the hippogriffs. And that's when Lami opened my door and startled me.
You see, we also went down to this hole. I had to slide because I am too big, just like Ronan. Went through, also found some hippogriffs that did not like us very much. I tried to make one my friend. They were not happy. And then we found Ronan, who very much startled me, and I startled him, and I closed the door and tried to leave him there, but now he's here.
I believe I have a very important question.
Yes.
Can anything get out of this hole?
Well,
Can I look around the hole?
There's a rock in the way. You see, it's a big one.
I would like to take a very, very close look at this rock and see if there's any way for things to get through it.
Would you say you would like to investigate this rock?
I would love to investigate this rock.
I would love an investigation check.
Is Detect Magic still up for Ronan?
It lasts about the last 30 minutes with concentration.
And there's
10
a
minutes, I
30
thought.
Okay, so
I
had-
Ronan, try and prove it to him. See, show him you can't get in the hole because of the rock.
I try to get in the hole.
it's covered in rocks. You don't get in.
All right.
Duration is 10 minutes. Detect
I break
magic
his neck.
wore off
okay, a
Very
while
good.
ago.
soon after. Yeah. Would anyone like to assist?
I'll assist in my attempt. I feel like me
you're-
trying to get in the hole is assisting him.
I like that. I like that assist. Okay.
Both of them are 17s, so it comes out to 22.
Okay. So as you're looking, this boulder is, for lack of a better term, fucking huge. It's probably another 15 to 20 feet high and about like they basically had to like shove it down from looking at the stones that it was levered between. They basically had to like just slam it down on top of this hole. It looks sealed. You had a 22. It's well sealed. It doesn't look like anything there's no gaps around the base. But also there's a sort of groove etched in the rocks around it that it looks like if you tried to lift it, you might be able to just like lift it back up. But that's going to take a lot of work.
I do not believe we are looking for things down there if things could not get out.
Well,
Lythar, would you like to try to find a hippogriff nest?
I have one. He's right here. I'm sitting on it.
Is it in its own nest already?
Are you in your nest?
Kind of looks. It swivels its head to look at you directly in the nose. It goes, and then turns and looks back at Robbie.
I can speak with this hippogriff. Just so you know,
oh, it talks to you?
I can communicate with my steed.
You can talk to it.
Does it want to communicate
It
with
doesn't
you?
have to talk to you in the same. Your horse does not suddenly become Mr. Ed just because it's your steed.
This is true.
It communicated with you loud and clear.
Robbie, I think what we determined at that farm, Matt's farm, the Abara farm, is that seeing as the hippogriff is larger than me, and I go stand next to the hippogriff, this is like an Avatar, The Last Airbender, like, this is bigger than this thing. I think we decided that there must be another way in/out of here, because when we left through this hole, there were no hippogriffs. So it seems as though they would have had to leave some other way, unless I look at the hippogriff and I go, "Can you fit in holes? Can you get smaller?"
What if the hippogriffs left before we closed the hole?
That's the thing, they wouldn't have fit through the hole. I had to, like, shimmy through the hole.
They could have shimmied. The animals are very, very good at shimmying.
Hold
Is
on,
it a
hold
mouse?
on, hold on,
Like
Lami.
another
Hold on,
man.
Lami.
While they're having this exchange, I'm just going to start searching the area.
Yeah,
Another larger hole that they could have gotten out of.
I was gonna, while they're babbling to each other, I'm gonna look over at Thrall. I'm just gonna be like, "Do you want to help me see if there's any type of tracks that could lead us to another exit or something around the area while these guys figure out how things go into holes?"
Yes. Well, let them bicker. Well, let's do some work.
All right.
Mr. Cherry Fairy himself.
Okay. So Robbie, Lythar, and Thrall kind of start their sweep.
Can I also have Cora try to,
And Cora, cool. So
She
if you
like-
want to,
like, I guess
So
that
do
would
you-
be assistance, I guess?
do you
Or
guys
what
want to
do I
split
know?
into pairs? How do you want to go about your search?
Well, Thrall has a Bugbear Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Keelik?
Mm-hmm.
It's Keelik.
Okay.
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah.
Keelik.
Okay.
Licky.
So
Keelik.
2 pairs. Maury, what are you doing?
I guess I will also look around. I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. So how do you guys want to? Excuse me. How do you guys want to pair up?
Well, I'm going to stick with Cora.
I'm gonna stick with Keelik.
I'll
Guess I'll go
help.
with Robbie.
I'll help Maury.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm,
I'll go
as
on my own.
As Robbie goes, oh, I'll look over and say, Robbie, you can come with us if you'd like.
Yay.
Robot sad. Robot happy. So everybody who is paired up, pick your. So Lythar, roll with advantage. Thrall, roll with advantage. Because I bet your survival is better than Keelik's. I think actually. And then
He, like, lives in a bush, though.
This is true.
He has a den.
there's a whole fucking village.
Does Robbie get
People think we
advantage?
just sprout from holes in the ground.
What's your survival bonus?
Who's?
Yours, Thrall.
+3?
Actually, Keelik's is better.
It's because of them bushes.
So if you want to assist Keelik, or if you want to take point and have Keelik follow, that's entirely up to you.
I'll assist Keelik.
Okay.
Make it efficient.
So, and Robbie, if you want to make a, if you want to make an Arcana check or religion check with advantage, because you're looking, I don't know what you're looking for. Are you looking for metal bits? Or are you looking for just tracks?
I guess I would be looking for metal bits because that would show me if there was a path or another exit.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to make an Arcana check with advantage, and Lythar, you make a survival check with advantage.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Did we determine that they were hippogriffs in the stomach of the
Yes.
rock?
Yeah, you guys put enough pieces together, and literally, like, you were able to compare it to Alami's mount and be like, "Oh yeah, this is a fucking hippogriff. Look at this exact match." Because that's actually how Mori determined that it was the match.
Yeah.
Was he held out, like, he asked the hippogriff nicely and it stuck out its wing, and he was like, "Look, it's a perfect fit."
Well, we confirmed that it was
last session?
one hippogriff.
Last session.
Mm-hmm.
That was last session / the beginning of this session, like kind of merged in that hour of downtime.
Because there was only one full beak in the rock that belonged to a hippogriff. There weren't two. So it's only a
So it was just the one?
confirmed.
'Cause I
It's a
remember just the
confirmed
one.
one hippogriff.
Okay.
It is
didn't know
not
if we
confirmed
determined
that there
two or
were
not.
two.
Correct.
Okay.
There was only one hippogriff in the belly of the rock.
Gotcha.
So if everyone wants to make their check, and then Maury and Thalia, what are you guys hunting for?
I guess tracks or anything like that. LIP.
Okay. So it'll be survive.
Or actually, what if I looked for like different paths around a hole, like deer paths or something that looks like it might have been like worn down or something like that.
Okay, just other trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll still be survival, but you will get that advantage. So, if everybody wants to roll as Lami and Ronan and the hippogriff are having a weird 3-sided argument. It's just kind of like every once in a while you hear this hippogriff interject. So what did everybody roll?
Arcana 17.
Okay. Litha, what'd you get on your survival?
Sorry, I just saw what Chris put in there. Why would you do that? Just the thumbnail.
That was nasty.
I didn't click on that.
I'm not going to.
I know better.
The Rock
I am
is such a
not.
cool guy. He's just like, yeah, the director was like, man, you okay? And he's like, yeah, why? And he's like, your finger. And he was like, oh, shit.
Dwayne Johnson is a cool ass motherfucker.
He is.
I got a 15 total. Or sorry, 14 total.
Okay. So Maury, you were taking point on that. What did you get?
I got a 17 total.
Okay. And
Tracker sucks at this time.
so as you guys are you guys kind of spread out away from the bickering nonsense that is your Goliath, your dragon, and the pet hippogriff. Having some inane conversation about if animals can fit. Yes, Litha.
Wait a minute. Natural Explorer, is this considered forest or mountain, or is this like a...
I would count this as mountain.
A mount. So wait, what does that mean? I just do advantage, or do I get a bonus on that?
Let me look at your character sheet.
I was already at... It says Natural Explorer.
I feel like it was advantage.
I think it is just...
Because if it's your favorite terrain, it gives you advantage.
Yeah, I have 2 favorite terrains, so I guess that doesn't do anything since I already have advantage.
When you make a wisdom your proficiency bonus is doubled.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, so instead of +5, it's +10.
And +3, it is +6. +5 is your initiative bonus.
No.
You are not attacking the terrain.
No, for survival.
I'd like to remind
Oh, yes, it is.
everyone at
It
this
is
point,
+7. Yes.
whenever you have to make a saving throw, 10 feet of me, +4 on all of your saving throws.
What?
You were cutting out. I got
Yeah,
saving
When
throws.
you are within 10 feet of Josh, if you have to make a save, you add +5, +4.
+4.
+4 to your
Nice.
saves.
Okay,
So
wait.
stand near the tank.
So my survival bonus is +5, but because it's my favorite terrain, it goes to +10.
Your proficiency bonus is doubled. It will go to 8.
Proficiency
Because your
bonus.
your wisdom is +2.
Oh,
Plus proficiency is 5.
Your proficiency is next to your walking speed.
To 8. 8.
so
So
9
it's
plus 8.
3.
So my roll was actually a 17. 9 plus 8.
Yes.
Correct. So it's
Okay.
still a 17, which I think is, or no, it's a 17, not a 15. Great.
I had a 14, but
Everyone got 17s.
Everybody except Keelik, who got a 16.
I made one roll this game and it was a natural 20.
So as you guys start to kind of sift around, That's a lot of fucking successes. Robbie, you pick up that there's a weird there's one rock that looks like it's been worn smooth with something metal. It looks like someone has just taken like a sander and just sanded this thing down after a couple of passes. And Lythar, as you're moving around, you start to see Cora kind of perks up her head and looks and is looking towards where Robbie has been kind of checking out this rock. Maury, when you kind of pick up you pull out your feather and you kind of look at your feather and you're looking around and you see there's some spots where rocks have actually fallen in something that doesn't make sense for rocks to have just like slid down the hill there unless something kicked them up. Keelik has been really focused around the rock itself, where the boulder landed on top of the shaft where you guys had crawled out previously. But he sees kind of where everyone is congregated up to the northwest. And once he comes up there, he starts pointing at different tracks and seeing, like, he's like, oh, this is native, this is native, this is native. And he comes to, it looks like a hoof print. And he goes, that's not native. That doesn't go here.
You don't even go here.
No one would bring a horse in these mountains.
Do you even go here?
Do you even go? He doesn't even go here. So yeah, and upon a little further investigation, it looks like there's something went to the northwest. Something went up into this mountain range, either from here or something large and metal passed this way. Because all four of you rolled over a 15. You're able to put enough pieces together that something went up into the mountains.
This was all for me.
This was kind of for everybody.
Okay.
Everyone who did a check. So the only people who don't know what the hell's going on is Ronan and Ronan, Lamy, and the Hippogriff.
So the only thing I'll say is, me, you, or anything Hippogriff is in or out of this rock. When you run into it, you just hit it. That's it. You're done. You can't move.
Pardon me. Pardon me. I believe I have found another rock that has been moved.
But this rock's right here. And that's
that rock is indeed there. This rock is here.
But how does that help us with this hole? This hole is under this rock.
I'm gonna try to slide this rock over.
The one that they're currently standing around?
No, the one that I have found.
So it's another like probably 10-foot high boulder. Are you trying to slide it to them or just move it? Like
in the direction that I can tell that metal has tried to scrape this rock away, I'm going to try to like move my hand across it and bring it with me. I don't know if it's a door.
Make a strength check.
Yes.
Pioneers used to ride them babies for miles.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Okay, so you kind of grab it and you go and you try to like move it and you scrape your hand across it and you hear this shink as your hand kind of scrapes across the stone. What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
10!
10.
I think yours is 15.
15.
Oh, jeez. 11. I'm sorry.
So when you do that, Cora, her ears perk and her head turns and her ears focus forward and point up the mountain, but not in the direction that Robbie scraped his hand. And she kind of drops on all fours and she looks at Lythar and she like gets down and like her hackles come up and her tail is up and she's in full on like attack mode.
I'm gonna.
What was yours, Lythar? 15?
Yeah.
When you take a second to kind of listen, you hear something that sounds like an answer, like a call and response.
From an answer to Robbie's scrape.
To Robbie's scrape, a call and response comes from the mountains where Cora's nose is dead on.
Can I? How far can my elven eyes even see?
At least 6 feet.
I know I have some pretty.
You
nice
can see the
eyes.
crab eye from Dunland.
I have some pretty nice eyes.
Go ahead, tell me they're taking the Hobbit's to Isengard.
The beacons are lit!
God.
Long Pike calls for aid!
Long Pike calls.
Taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Doesn't roll off the tongue quite as good.
Where would it rate your traits?
So if you want to look in that direction, that's just a straight up perception check. Like you're just trying to.
Yeah, you don't have like a stat for. I have 2017 vision.
Well, I didn't know. There's dark vision, so I didn't know if there was like.
No,
there's light vision. You can see 60 feet in daytime.
I've got a lot of vision, but I
Just 60 feet. That's it.
I couldn't have predicted 2020 if I tried to.
Okay,
Welcome to the shit show.
A perception check.
I'll give it to you with advantage because Cora is telling you which way to look.
All right, so that first one was a dirty 20, and that's a 16. So we'll go with the dirty 20.
To be fair, your perception's a +5, so you look, and like you start looking in that direction, and you think you see something moving on one of the hillsides. And you look and you see a darker spot on one of those hillsides. Yes. Remy.
Does this mean that it should have been plus an extra 3 because it's mountains and wilderness?
Oh, fuck. You're right.
So instead of a 20, it would be plus.
Instead of
plus 5, it's plus like 7
perception
or something.
is wisdom. Yes. So 23. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to waste time doing this, but I was reading that thing 20 times over and again, and I still don't understand how it comes out to 3.
So your proficiency bonus is based on your level. So if you look next to all of your stats, to the right of charisma is proficiency bonus.
There it is.
If
The
you are
very
proficient in a
top of
stat,
your
you
sheet.
get +3.
Oh, proficiency. Oh, fuck.
So that is double to a 6.
And then +2.
Plus your 2 in wisdom gives you +8 total.
So 15,
because you're in the mountains. So 23 is your total.
15 plus 8. Yeah.
So you actually spot something shiny.
Oh, fuck.
In
Thanks for that, Chris. I appreciate
what
it.
looks like it looks like you catch a glint of sunlight off of metal, and then it's gone. But you see this dark spot on a mountain, probably 3 miles away. You catch like that glint of sunlight, and you're like, there, and then it's gone. But you can see the hole. You can see the cave in this mountain where it was.
What would y'all do without me? And Chris for telling me how to use my skills. I literally was. I was just looking at that today, and I was like, there have probably been so many times where I've couldn't gotten way more.
Literally everything except the sewers. We could have used that.
No, you're not in
Sewers
the
were
wood,
like
the
a
forest, or
month,
the mountains.
That was like a month of sewer.
I would like to point out, by the way, that we were here 3 weeks ago. That's with a 2-week Rocky building weapons montage.
Yes, but still.
We covered 3 weeks and 60 hours of content after it's been edited, and 2 weeks of that was in 1 3-hour session.
So
wow.
I'm gonna. That's important stuff. So I'm just gonna say, everybody, I'm gonna just kind of try to point in that direction. I'm gonna just say, I could see there's a cave up there, and I swear I saw a shiny metal object for a second, like the sun glared off of it, and now it's gone. I think it went into the cave. I think we found our spot.
Who are you saying this to?
Everybody.
Everybody except the 2 of you who are still currently arguing with the hippogriff about whether or not it would fit in the hole.
Okay.
How far away is it?
You said 3 miles?
Like it's at least a mile or two, probably. Three is a long, rough guess.
Okay. So it looks like it's 1.5, 2, maybe 3 miles, but we should go like now. Like we should
Didn't
go.
you
Yeah,
guys
I-
split up?
I start running in that direction.
Why is this?
I'm gonna summon my sword while I do that too.
Jeez.
Okay, so Robbie just reaches like he's drawing a sword, pulls out that kind of rough, squarish sword that you guys have gotten used to seeing, and just takes off into the wood. Like keeps running through these boulders in the direction that Lythar and Cora are pointing. Cora takes off next to Robbie.
I'm gonna follow. I'm just gonna start running, and I'm gonna try to scream over to the giants and the hippogriff. We're going this way. I got something. Let's go.
When you look that way, you notice ramen.
I know, noodles. Noodles.
They turned into noodles.
Is that our new couple's name? Like,
Rami.
you put our names.
It's Rami.
It's Rami.
We're
We are both
Rami.
crawling around on the ground, trying to get the hippogriff to also crawl around on the ground.
The hippogriff is not responding. The hippogriff is looking at you two and just like it's gonna pull something. It's rolling its
we're
eyes so
literally
much,
just at the seam of this big rock trying to sneak into it.
So I'm booking
See,
it. I
like,
look
we
over and
don't-
I
we
see
don't fit in here.
and I'm just gonna dead stop and look at him and go, "Yo, get up! We're going. You're not gonna fit."
I guess I
just
get
keep
up.
running.
I look at
I'm
Rami
gonna look.
and Rami and be like, "Oh, I guess we're going," and I'm gonna stand up and start sprinting that way.
And I'm gonna stand up too and go. I told them we don't fit in this hole. There's no way.
You're right.
I told you it doesn't work. You can't do it.
Are you guys literally running side by side still discussing?
Yes.
I told you it's not gonna work.
The hippogriff is trotting about like 15 feet behind you guys, just like at a nice relaxed trot because Lami has hopped off and is just running. The hippogriff is just like, God. And Lythar, if you had your speak with animals up, this animal would just be like, I cannot believe this conversation is happening.
My
So
hippogriff ain't no genius either.
Yep.
His
Sorry,
int is
his 6 was all that I got out of that.
His intelligence is only 6. He's not a genius.
6.
So
I don't know why my mic cuts like that. It's so weird.
Are you
Yeah.
like? Is it like peaking and like cutting it?
No.
No, I've got the gain set very low. It just literally cuts out.
maybe turn the gain up higher.
um,
When in
so
doubt, crank the
Thrall-
gain.
Thrall and Keelik, you guys are standing near each other. Maureen, Frank, and Thalia are all kind of hanging out together. And you've just watched 4 of your friends and a hippogriff take off in the woods.
Has this
Like-
helped? Maybe I can't tell. You do you.
You didn't cut out at all.
Hey, that
I'll
helps.
take you not
Yeah.
cutting out. So yeah, the 5 of you have just watched Robbie, Cora, Lythar, and so you watch 6 of your friends just cut off and just are running to the northwest.
I guess we're going.
Okay.
Keelik kind of hoists his sword up and it's just like, I have always hated running. It's kind of like sets off at a pretty steady trot.
Wait, is Keelik running with us?
Keelik is running with Thrall. Like he's basically sticking
Oh,
close to
fuck.
Thrall.
He's not near us though.
No, you guys.
Is he in front of us or behind us?
Behind.
behind?
Mm.
I'm gonna stop and wait for Maury to see if Maury wants some longer legs to catch up to the rest of the group.
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, I'll scoop up Maury. I'm gonna say to Lami, maybe you can fit an extra person on this here fine steed of yours as we go running up there, and I'll take off running with the gnome on my shoulders.
Frank's right behind you. Frank's keeping pace.
Speedy metal boy.
Is there anybody else that's slow that I notice?
What's your movement, Thalia?
I think it's regular 30.
Or straight up 30.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're kind of keeping up with Keelik and Thrall. Yeah, you guys all have 30 feet. So you guys are all just moving at the same kind of pace.
I'm gonna intentionally slow my.
Oh, you cut out again.
I'm gonna intentionally slow myself down and get behind.
Slow yourself down and get behind
Keelik. I don't know why it cuts out. It's so weird.
Maybe turn your gain up more.
Keelik's ignoring you for the most part, and he's got the glaive out, and he's just.
We'll find out.
Okay, but I'm behind him now.
Okay. And he's not really paying attention to you. He's keeping pace with Thalia and Keelik, and Thrall. He is Keelik.
I'm just gonna as I'm yelling, well, as I'm running, I'm gonna yell, "Oh, running away from me again!"
So you can't see this because you're behind him, but he looks at Thrall and he looks at Thalia. And he just he looks at both of you, and you guys both see this kind of, you see him smirk, and you see him in his eye. And he was running, and he stops, and he plants his foot and swings the butt end of the glaive up, so it's directly in front of Lami's face. Lami, give me a dex save.
Uh-oh.
Knock him on his ass.
It's a 15.
All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, running away from me again!" And the butt of this glaive is right in front of you, like right at chin height, and it catches you. And your hippogriff, or because you've just been running, your hippogriff isn't even your hippogriff runs past you as you just your feet fly up from under you, and you just biff it. You're flat on your ass, and the glaive spins around, and you see the point of this blade at your throat. And Keelik looks down and he goes, "Don't ever say that to me again." Spins the glaive and keeps running after your hippogriff.
I'm gonna stand up and start running again. I'm gonna say, "I'll say what I want, you stupid talking dog."
Oof.
Make another dex save.
Lami's racist against dogs.
Just
I have dog friends.
Nice. So that's an 18.
He trips you with the glaive.
Okay.
He sees you coming after him and just kicks one of your heels in. He taps one of your feet into, and you catch the back of your calf and you fall on your face as he just keeps running. He has not stopped running since he dropped you on your ass the first time. He just keeps on at a nice, steady, ground-eating pace without a care in the fucking world. And your hippogriff is now keeping pace with him, and your hippogriff has turned its head, and it's just like, "What?" and keeps running. You are now the last in the running order because
I'm getting back up. I'm gonna start running again. Go use.
Oh, I have nothing. I got nothing here. I'm sure it was a
completely censored.
I'm just getting all grumbly like you.
Same place.
Perfect.
You what?
Excellent. But I'm running. Unintelligible insults are coming out of my mouth.
We'll say you're speaking Draconic.
Sure.
Because
I don't think the gain is helping at all. I don't know what's wrong. I can crank the gain on this microphone.
No, it's still cut out.
I don't think
is it
it's
in
the gain on the
Discord?
microphone.
I think it's in Discord. It might be your gate in Discord.
Click on
Or
your
it's
little
your
coggy boy at the bottom left, and
It
go to
might be
voice
if
and
you-
video,
if you
and go down to
mute your
noise
mic-
gate.
Mute your
Voice
mic, disconnect,
video.
reconnect, and just reseat your connections. That might help.
Noise reduction?
No, gate.
Where do you see noise gate?
Under voice and video.
I don't see this.
Voice and video automatically input sensitivity. Tweak your input sensitivity.
Automatically determine input sensitivity.
Turn
So
that
right-
shit off.
Right now it says turn it off.
Yeah, turn
Turn
it
it
off.
Okay, it's off now.
Okay.
Now there's a
speak
slider,
and
boy.
Make sure that
Now-
your slider picks up everything.
Now I'm adjusting this to automatically detect what it wants me to pick up. Is this? I think this is better. I think I fixed it.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm just gonna talk kind
Never let the machine do the thinking for you.
And now I'm gonna talk like this.
Perfect. We
Am I
still
cutting
hear
out at all? Is
No.
everything
Nope.
good?
You are Gucci.
Hey,
Gucci
now we
and or
solved that problem.
And now
So
back
Lum-
to insults.
Lami is grumbling in Draconic as he's picking up the rear of this charge, and the hippogriff, which understands Draconic because it can communicate with you, is looking back. It looks smug. It looks like very smug running alongside.
Very smug.
And as you guys just you all take off into the woods, Lythar, give me a nature check to keep track of where you're going.
Isn't Robbie leading the charge?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
Robbie, give me a nature check to make sure you know where you're going.
Well, could
You
I
might be
also?
magnetic, but
He
you
has
don't know
no
magnetic
idea where
north.
he's going at all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's. I kind of just pointed and he took.
But Core is helping, right?
Well,
But
if
who is
I,
that, Cora?
I would like
Nin-
to make a check too after.
19.
Say again, 19?
Mhm.
Your brain was just like, which direction is he pointing? That way. And you've just you followed the exact vertex. You follow the exact vector that he sent you on. Congratulations, you are a heat-seeking missile for whatever the fuck Lythar was pointing at. And Cora's running alongside you, and she's just like, all right, cool, this guy knows where he's going. And you guys just keep trucking. Are you going to keep this pace for the whole run all the way up?
Was that a Robbie question or a?
That's an
Robbie
everybody question. 'Cause that's
I don't know
The-
if I can.
I'm gonna slow down and finish my beer and just kind of chill.
no surprise there.
I'm gonna keep going until I catch up with whoever is in the front.
Robbie?
You know what? With my con modifier, yes, I did.
So Robbie trucks. Robbie runs like the machine that he is. And Cora lags behind after about the first mile and a half.
Oh,
Because
jeez.
she is not a pursuit predator like humans are. She starts to wear down and she kind of lags behind and she catches up with Lythar. She starts running beside Lythar because that's an easier pace than what Robbie's putting up. Because what's your con, Robbie?
+5.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
You just you're a metronome. You just and you're just eating up ground in that direction. And you arrive first. And everyone else kind of strings along behind you. As you get close, you start having to make a pathway through some of these boulders.
When I get within a close enough distance, I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. So those of you who are following, you're seeing where Robbie kind of ran. Lythar and Cora especially are you're able to see glimpses of Robbie.
I feel like I should have caught up.
Yes. Yeah. So the three of you specifically, three. The three, Lythar, Ronan, and Cora are all running as a group.
And Maury, because he's on me.
And Maury. So the five of you, 4?
5, if you count dog.
Yes, 5 counting dog. The 5 of you are running, just keeping up, and all of a sudden you're trying to keep track of where Robbie's trail went, and it just disappears. He makes a turn into some boulders and just ceases to be. So who wants to make a?
I will.
We'll do
Will that be survival for tracking?
for yeah, if you want to try it. Well, tracking Robbie's not going to get you anywhere because at this point you've seen him do this, and you know that when Robbie goes stealth mode, he's impossible to find.
So is this perception or?
I would say give me nature check to give me a perception check to remember like where the cave is and where you are in relation to it.
Okay, so that's my perception is +5. My proficiency bonus is 3, but that becomes 6. So that's going to be +11, right?
Yep.
I'm figuring it out, people.
Yep.
Also, I was
Welcome.
about to say wait. Oh, never mind. Disregard.
Now, welcome to the mountains where your proficiency bonus actually matters.
Thank God I did that because I rolled an 8, so that's a 19.
So you're able to like kind of parse yourself out and remember where you are in conjunction with everything else, and you think you see it's not the exact path that Robbie took, but you're able to find a path that everybody can handle. Do you want to take off now, or do you want to wait? Are you waiting for the rest of the group, or what would you like to do?
Who's behind Thalia, Thrall, Keelik, and Lami? And the Hippogriff?
Yeah. The Hippogriff is keeping pace with Keelik, but yeah.
Literally
I
everything.
am way behind.
Yeah, Lami is last because he's running full plate and has a con mod of plus. That's hang on, +4. So he's able to run in full plate, but not very quickly.
Rough estimate, how long would we wait for them to?
That depends. Lami said something about taking it easy, which might take a lot longer.
I'm drinking a beer right now.
Yeah, he's finishing the beer that Robbie gave him.
All right, I have an idea. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Aha! How far away is the Hippogriff from me?
Which one?
Josh's.
Josh's Hippogriff? Josh's Hippogriff is maybe like...
So there's another Hippogriff.
Yeah, look at you.
We've determined that at the end of last episode that there's a second.
No, there's a
Hippogriff.
dragon.
No, it's a dragon.
Dragons with feathers, like the dinosaurs.
Dinosaur dragon.
Dino dragon. Don't fucking tempt me.
Dinosaur Land?
Play that shit on your pan flute, please don't. Never mind.
Don't you do it.
Let me go grab my recorder.
Do it. You put that away,
Horrible
Mister.
idea.
So
I don't know if it actually really matters.
it's about 50 yards behind you, because you've got the third highest speed in the party.
All right, I'm gonna do a thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Excellent.
So there's that spell slot, and I'm going to speak to Josh's Hippogriff while it's running,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say, "Do not be alarmed. This is Lythar. Don't ask questions why I can talk to you. It's fine, but I need you to do me a favor. I'm sorry you have to deal with Lami. Trust me. We feel the same way sometimes. I need you to scoop him up so he speeds up. Don't worry about the beer spillage. We'll deal with that later. Just get him up here faster, please."
So you're turning and yelling this because you're it's not. I don't believe it's a telepathic.
No, I think he now just sounds like a chicken.
Comprehend and verbally communicate with
Squawking.
beasts.
If I say it out loud in Elvish, would he still understand, or would it have to be?
You could say it in Elvish. You can say it in Common.
I'll say it in Elvish, just so so Lami doesn't understand what I'm yelling.
Except Lami speaks Elvish.
Fuck! Wait! All right, then.
Lami's far away, though.
Yeah,
Lami
Lami's
is
far
far
away and not paying attention.
I do speak Elvish.
Then
Who says
fine.
I'm not paying attention?
I'll speak it in
Says your
Sylvan.
beer.
I'll say it in Sylvan.
Okay.
I don't know if any of y'all guys speak that. Probably Thalia, but
I do not.
oh. So okay, I'm gonna say, as I'm running, I guess. Yeah, I'll turn around, and I'm gonna like say this. I guess I'm gonna yell it, and I'm gonna say in Sylvan like what I just said before. I'm not gonna repeat
Okay.
that.
So go
The
get
best
Lami.
part of this is I don't know if my hippogriff speaks that language.
So he can communicate with an animal. So because
Oh.
of the magic, he's basically overriding. So he's speaking in Sylvan, so no one else understands it.
Got it.
So the hippogriff runs up, like keeps running, and like speeds up past Keelik and turns and like stops and stands next to you and goes, "Really? You're not worried about the beer spillage?" I'll go get him. I'll meet you there.
I promise I'll give you something as compensation. I'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
I hear that all the time. And he turns and runs back towards Lythar or towards Lami. Why did all y'all fuckers pick L names for this? This would have been
I
so
don't know.
I have an R.
Happened.
So
Ooh, there are 2 R's.
Lami, you see your hippogriff running back to you, and it swings wide and circles around, and it runs up behind you. Give me an acrobatics check.
As I'm doing this, I'm just gonna kind of look at it and go, hold up, almost done.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, acrobatics is good. No,
It's
acrobatics
dex.
isn't that
Acrobatics is dex.
good. Athletics is good.
Correct.
Okay, that's a 12.
Okay, so this thing like runs, and in between your strides gets its head under you and just like shroop, basically just like picks you up and puts you on its back, and you're able to like balance. You do lose the tankard, so you're like huh, and you stay on, and as you're reaching, you let go of the tankard to reach and grab onto the mane, onto some feathers, and the tankard just falls and shatters against a rock and spills your beer all over the rock. But the hippogriff is just taking off and it's running towards everybody else.
I'm just gonna grab on and I'm gonna go onward to victory, my mighty steed.
Lythar, you hear Lami yell, "Onward to victory!" And you hear the hippogriff just go, "Yes, to victory." So all of you kind of gather up. Robbie, you arrive at the cave entrance first.
What do I see?
You see a whole lot of dark cave. However, give me a investigation check, because I feel like you would do that once you showed up.
Indeed.
This reminds me of that meme where it's like, you're in a dark cave. I have dark vision.
I have dark vision. I can see 60 feet. What do I see? I have dark vision.
I'm
That fucking-
that's me.
Yo, Chris, are you ready to hate me? Because my fucking
I know you already brought it up like 3 times.
ASMR, my ASMR, he can see 120 feet in the dark.
He's a tiefling. He's not even an ASMR.
I like to say ASMR.
Robbie, what
No,
did
that's
you roll?
me.
18.
18. You see a couple of really deep gouges in the stone that looks like they're from claw marks.
How cool. How far back is the rest of the party from me, or at least the 3 people that would be closest?
The 2 dudes, so behind you, closest behind you would probably be Ronan and Cora. Because Lythar stopped to turn and shout at the hippogriff, the unnamed hippogriff. Mommy, what's your hippogriff's name?
Please
I
make it
haven't
be like
figured that out
Steve.
yet. I'm sorry. I just can't pick one.
Its name is Hippogriff.
Okay.
I've been meaning to name it. I just cannot pick one.
I really want its name to be like Steve.
So it Ronan and Cora are the 2 that are making their way up the trail towards this cave mouth, where your shiny, kind of smelly, resplendent form is standing at the mouth of this cave entrance.
I'm gonna wait until they're about 60 feet away from me, and then I'm gonna turn on the spot.
Okay. Just the eyes? You're gonna burn
Just the eyes.
2 charges? Okay.
I thought it was just 1 charge for the eyes.
It is
2
1 charge for
charges.
the eyes, 2 for the rest of you. Thank you for correcting me. I'm glad one of us is paying attention.
Yes, I'm going to expend 1 charge so that if I'm looking directly into the cave, all of a sudden, just it lights up as I'm looking at it.
Okay. So as everyone is kind of making their way up and maneuvering their way through these rocks, all of a sudden this dark abyss of the cave mouth is the brightest thing outside the sun. It's just like, and this, like, it's basically there's enough light reflecting off this cave that it's forming a actual beam of light shooting back out from behind Robbie. Inside this cave is a whole lot of nothing, except at the back of the cave, there's what looks like a depression. It looks like something has collapsed recently, and there's a pile of rubble towards the back of the cave. It looks recently disturbed. Rubble at the back of this cave mouth.
Oh,
Way in the back of the cave.
I'm moving towards it.
Okay. So everyone else is now seeing this enormous fucking beacon that Robbie has sent out, making it super easy to get there. Lythar, you managed to maneuver the last of the people. Ronan and Maury and Cora are standing. Do you guys where do you guys want to end up? Do you want to stand in the enormous blast of daylight, or do you want to stand just off the cave mouth, or what are you guys looking
I'm
to do?
gonna just catch up to Robbie. I'm gonna go, Maury, do you want down now? Are you muted? Need to go click.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. I go.
Hopping off.
I don't let him go all the way up here. I'll let him go like on the ground.
So you like pick him up by the scruff and just like gently place him. Yeah, this daylight, the inside of this cave is shinier than it probably should be.
And poke it with a javelin.
Sure.
I poke it with a javelin. The side of the cave.
It pokes.
It pokes.
Does it grab the javelin and poke him back?
It does not.
I didn't even think about that.
That's a gazebo.
It's not core. I can
That's a gazebo.
It is not. It's not a gazebo. It is not core. I'm glad you guys picked the correct mountain pass. Let's just be full honesty here. So Maury, as you're looking around, you're seeing that like the inside of this cave looks. It doesn't look metallic. It looks crystalline. It looks like something. Like at some point, this was somehow turned into like a crystal, which is why it's reflecting so much light.
Robbie, can you turn down the sun just a little bit?
It has one setting. Daylight.
Can I walk up to Robbie and cover one of his eyeballs? Does that help at all?
It's really hot.
Is it hot?
It's very warm. Like, it is. It's not quite putting your. It reminds you of the times when you were making things in your home village, where you would reach in and grab something out of the forge without thinking about it, and it's just like it's a very steadily increasing heat. So like you cover his eye and you feel it.
I should let go.
Yeah, you have about a second to realize you should let go, and a half second after that to let go.
Half a second.
So you cover his eyes, you feel that heat.
I'm like, oh, never mind. Yes, I let go.
Does anyone have a different light spell?
At this point, everyone has trickled their way up up to the edge of the cave mouth, where it is very, very bright.
I'm still making my way back towards that
Mhm.
pile of rubble
Mhm.
that
feel
you
like
pointed out.
I'm gonna walk up to Ron. I gotta stop skipping cardio.
It is a
Ronan,
bad time.
you wanna do that detect magic thing?
Sure, I will
Whew.
detect magic. Boom, magic detected.
Okay. As you guys catch up, Robbie, you're making your way back to the back of the cave, and it looks like there's a hole in the back of the cave
It's a dragon.
where something has collapsed, and there's an opening easily big enough for looking back at Lami's hippogriff. Easily big enough for a hippogriff to fit through, to go into this cave. And what inside, once you get kind of past all the rubble, you see very meticulously carved floor that is perfectly square. You see these square floor tiles and a room that is, how big is this room? From the rubble, it looks like it's a 20 by 10 room, or 20 by 20, where the rubble kind of finally clears, and there what it looks like a doorway, like a sealed doorway on the other side. Ronan, your detect magic.
Yeah.
You're picking up a little bit of the Modron, the mechanical magic, from a feather or two that suddenly look like they're glowing off in various kind of corners of this cave network. But that's really it.
I'm gonna go, hey, Robbie! Robbie, can you hear me?
I spin around and look him directly in the eyes.
Oh, God! There
Can
are
I
some...
help you?
There are some magical robot feathers around on the ground in the cave, so we might want to be a little careful. Can you look slightly away from me?
I look slightly to the left.
Is it slightly enough to not be blinding me?
It's not like looking at the sun, it's like looking near the sun.
I'm still gonna keep my hand up then.
Am I in the cave?
Yes, you've trotted up on your hippogriff.
10-4. Can I cast Channel Divinity?
Okay.
Just to make my weapon glowy?
Yes.
This could be so much more useful in a different situation.
So Lami rides up, pulls out his sword and his shield, and holds up his sword, and it starts glowing with this bluish silver light, as you're kind of holding it by your side.
Oh, excellent. And the daylight fade.
I'm gonna look at Robbie. I'm gonna go, Robbie, never do that again. Your eyes are very shiny.
Thank you.
As you walk by Robbie, you hear like the tinging sounds of a car after it's in park. As it starts to cool and the metal starts to kind of contract a little bit. Robbie, your eyes are still, you feel your eyes being a little toasty. I don't know, you're not sure if it's because the spell was not inscribed entirely correctly, or if it's just a side effect of having that spell inscribed in your eyes, that they're basically a pair of fucking 5K lamps attached to your face. Very toasty.
You okay, Kendrick?
Yeah, I was stretching.
All right. I am going to Ronan point out the feathers for me.
I point out the feathers. I go, there's one there, there, and there.
Yeah,
Are there only three?
There's only three. But it looks like they're comparable to the ones that you saw. Maury, you recognize these. These are also wing feathers. They look slightly smaller, and it's hard to tell coloration because they're made of metal, but they look less flashy. than the other one that you're holding on to.
I think this is our guy.
Don't want to waste a spell slot, so I'm going to throw them into the haversack for it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are in a cave with a hole in the back of the cave leading down. And as Robbie, or as Ronan, Lythar, and Lami move forward towards the hole, and Lami, you're holding up your sword and throwing light. You guys recognize the stonework and the weird exact squareness of this stonework from your previous misadventure into where you found Ronan, actually.
Hey, guys, these floors look relatively familiar. They look like the ones that we found when I followed the string down into the hole. So I think with reasonable, what was the word I lined before? In nerds, we have found the right place.
I agree with you, Ronan, and all of the nerds, but I don't like it down here. I don't like any of this.
Well, you said that your lady told you to find the person. Maybe the person's in here. We won't know unless we look.
I understand. I'm just saying, the last time we went into a hole that looked like this, everything was bad.
I think everything might be good.
I don't think so.
Perfect to me. And I'm just gonna start walking towards that door.
Okay. So, Robbie, you make your way down this pile of terrain, and you come to work. You kind of mosey your way down. And now I get to actually use these chips that I made instead of player tokens because I'm not going to make you guys buy fucking minis.
But what if I did buy a mini?
Then I would absolutely use your mini if you sent it to me.
Okay.
So you start walking towards that door. And Robbie, as you approach it, you get about 5 feet away. You stand in front of that doorway. And the door just goes... slides open.
I look at Lami and I elbow him and I go, "Isn't that bad?"
I don't think we wanted the door to open.
I don't think we wanted the door to open. And
I don't think that's a very good idea at all. And I think it may be in part because he is shiny.
I step through the door.
Oh, God. I'm going to run down to Robbie.
I'm also going to run down to Robbie.
Robbie, for scientific sake, could you back away from the door for a second and see if it opens for me?
But what if it doesn't close again?
I believe I can do this. I'll step a square back.
You're stepping in like further into the hallway? Or are you stepping back into the room?
I will step back towards Ronan.
Okay. So you walk back into the room and you take a step back and the door goes...
I will approach the door.
Nothing happens.
Do I remember
how to open your hand? There's nowhere to trigger this.
Oh, it doesn't have a square boy.
Correct.
Oh, shit.
This is just a magical door.
So I'm gonna turn to Robbie and go, so Robbie, the doors that we found before had this little square guy on it, and we could open them by doing like this little like thing, but the door opened for me before Core burned the robots out of me. So I think if we're gonna go in here, we need to stay with you because we might not be able to get through all of the doors without you.
I have an idea. I take one of the feathers out of the haversack and hand it to Ron.
Okay.
I wave the feather, I don't know, around.
So when you start to wave it towards the door, it goes...
Ah.
And then when you pull the feather back...
Does it
so I'll take the other...
Go on.
I'll take the other two out, and I will just hand them over. I appear not to need these. Do not allow these to enter anywhere near inside your body.
Don't eat the feathers. Got it.
Do not eat the feathers.
Okay. So are we? I look back. Did the rest of the party come with us, or are we just standing down in this hole?
Right now, it's you and Robbie standing at the base of this pile of rubble by this door. Everyone else is still kind of standing in a ring around this hole.
I'm gonna walk through the door.
You're gonna go down the rubble and towards the door.
Yes.
You walk towards the door and it does not open.
Okay.
I'm also going to go towards the door, but I'm like drawing, taking notes. I am going to town.
Yeah, this seems too square.
Okay.
This seems very like everything is symmetrical. Like looking at the floor tiles and the door itself, it's not a normal, 8x4 door frame. It's 8x8. Like it is like everything is symmetrical as you're walking into this space. It's also very, very dark, and the only light is currently coming from Lami's sword.
I'm gonna wave to try to get everyone else to come down the hole.
I'll come down.
Yeah, I'll go.
Brandon, you staying up there? You're muted.
My mic's been muted.
Shit.
So I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, he just touches it.
You just like slapped
Fuck, that's a neat fucking microphone.
He's just like boop.
Corey has the same
Brandon?
one. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna go down the hole too.
Okay. So
So
who's
we're all
getting
in the hole.
feathers?
Follow everyone.
Because right now, Ronan and Lythar currently are carrying feathers, a decent stockpile of them from the rock.
Do they work?
Yeah, you pull one out of your pack, and it's bigger. It's much larger than the other one, but once you wave it in front of the door, it does swing open.
I'll give everyone a feather.
Okay.
And every time I'll be like, "Don't eat the feather." Robbie told me not to, and I'll hand everyone a feather.
I don't think Keelig needs one, does he? Because he has him on the glaive.
He has one on his glaive, right? Didn't he?
Keelig does. Yep, Keelig pulled a feather and has attached it to the end of his glaive, and he takes the end of his glaive and waves it in front of the door, and the door just goes. Basically, what it devolves down to, like 2.5 minutes of people like walking up to this door and watching it open and close again.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna wave it around,
Fascinating.
and then I'm gonna kind of put it into like a pocket somewhere, but it's sticking way out.
Yeah, because these are the rock feathers. These are large. These are like over a foot long. On most of these. What were you saying, Thalia?
Thalia is fascinated by all of this.
Yeah,
and she'd probably try to take one of the smaller feathers if possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Actually, Maury still has the 9-incher from the Ibarra farm.
Maury's got the 9 inches.
He is 9 inches tall. Confirmed.
Correct. He's yay tall.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys, now that y'all have situated yourselves with feathers, you guys come out to a hallway. And this is where things get fucky, because I don't know how well this is going to work.
Uh-oh.
So.
Oh,
bad angle,
Ooh.
though.
yeah. Angle up a little bit. Yeah.
Mucho
So,
bueno.
the party. Y'all are here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys move forward, you come up to this door.
I goes. Psh, psh.
Door slides
Guys,
open.
Which way's left? Which way's right? Like with your hands.
So this is north. North is towards me, as evidenced by this little N in the corner. And
Okay.
this N here. So
But which way is left and which way is right currently?
We're gonna operate on I go north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, we're gonna do cardinal directions. It's not the cleanest solution I've ever come up with.
So show us which way is east, just out of curiosity for you.
Hang on, never.
Well, no, like
East.
your east.
Wait, where am I?
East is that way. Okay, that is
East
east.
is that way.
Okay.
So east is this way. So to
Got
your
it.
east, you see another probably 20 to 30 feet down this hallway. There's another doorway, Yoski. And then over there, the hallway kind of just goes into darkness off to your
Least.
off to the west. Yes.
Well, which way should we go? Do you think we should go to the door, or should we go down the dark and scary hallway, which looks very uninviting?
Ronan, what's your detect magic say?
Your detect magic, it's picking up low, basically just kind of low lying construction, like the low lying magic that you were feeling previously is just kind of everywhere. It's just permeated through everything.
It's gonna be like it's kind of everywhere. It's not like woo woo I'm magic. It's more like woo I'm magic.
Is it lit in here?
Is not.
Yo, we're pretty lit, fam. LOL.
I want to kick you so bad.
But I'm
dare
recording,
you.
so
Can something fall out in the cave and hit Ronan on the head for that?
the rock already fell and nobody died. So that's my joke.
So do we want to go to the door or the scary, awful path that goes that way and looks very nasty?
I feel like Robbie would have say.
I would very much like to go towards the scary, dark, nasty path.
No, Robbie, I like the door. The door looks nice. What could go wrong in the door? The door looks much
I
more
can
friendly.
fix the problem of the dark path.
No,
No.
don't you? I have all of the light we need. Everything is fine.
I'm gonna look at
Is this-
Thalia. Can you do your light thing on another thing without using one of your things?
That's a lot of things.
Yes, I can do the thing.
So do we
She does
need a marching-ish order? I'm assuming Robbie's in the front because Robbie knows things.
Robbie might know more than we do.
So let's.
He knows
let's
a
do
lot
quick
about a
marching.
religion all of a sudden.
These hallways are 10 feet wide or
Okay.
10 feet tall. They are like perfect 10 by 10 squares moving down the hallway, and each floor tile is 10 by 10. A lot of 10s in this particular piece of space. So
Like math.
let's do quick marching order with these cool nifty fucking things that I made, because this is what I do. instead of
I
paying
want to go
attention.
first. I have light bulbs.
You have a light bulb.
Okay, so
You know, it's not two tiny ones in the same point.
Can you guys read that?
No.
No.
You can read that?
Lami?
I have you at full screen right now. Like
Oh.
just you full
So-
screen.
That's
so
a good idea.
Thalia's first, or sorry, Lami's first. That's not how any of this works. So Lami's first. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Robbie. Who's next?
I'll go after Robbie.
yeah.
Okay. I heard Maury, so we'll do Maury and Frank.
Is this vertical, like front to back, or is this like in a line horse, like actually how?
First. Actually, is this is inverted for you guys, isn't it?
No.
No, it's
No,
fine.
I like
it
the
was
left to right.
it was
No,
left
yeah,
to right
you're right.
before.
Great.
Yeah.
What I was
Lami,
asking
Robbie,
is,
Maury, Frank.
are we walking with people front to back, or are we gonna like walk across the hall?
Is it a conga line or is it like?
It's-
It could go 2 and 2 because if it's
Can we
10
do the
feet by
conga
10
as we
feet,
walk into this dungeon.
we
I would need performance checks from all of you, and that's not going to end well.
Well-
So right now, you guys are moving single file. If you want to go 2 by 2, like the Noah's onto, like the animals onto the ark, you can.
Oh yeah, I'll move right next to Lami then.
Okay, Salami, Robbie, Maury, Frank.
Keela
Who wants
guy.
next? Keelik and Thrall. Okay, who wants to go?
I'll go, I guess.
Thalia. Okay.
Ronan,
So-
why don't you go next to her and I'll be in the back?
Okay. Thalia,
'Cause
could you cast light on something of mine? A sword?
God, there's so many of us.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, how far of a reach is your light before I cast anything else?
Lummy's light.
20 feet bright, 20 feet dim. So 40 feet overall.
So you guys are all in the bright light,
Okay.
and then 20 feet in either direction is, or 20 feet behind you is dim, and then 40 feet out is so bright and then dim again.
I mean, do you really think we need more light? I don't want to give away
I
our...
was just worried that something might sneak up on our good little elf friend back there.
Okay, I can... What would you like me to cast light on?
I guess my sword. It'll be bright.
Okay.
Or, you know what, am I wearing, like... I'm not wearing armor.
You're
Do
wearing
you
the
even
cloak.
have a sword?
You're wearing the cloaker hide.
I thought
We
you
never
had
picked it
magic
up.
Javelins.
Oh, you never did pick that up. So you
Mm-mm.
have your hook sword and your this is really weird because you can't see my face.
Uh-huh.
You have your hook sword and you have your chain.
I'll go with the chain hook.
Okay.
Light up my offhand.
Okay. Boop.
All right.
Okay, so we've got light from kind of both ends of the marching order, and as you guys kind of traipse your way over here, you end up going down this hallway that goes for about 50 feet. And as you guys get closer and closer to the end, it looks like it just ends in a wall.
I told you all this was the wrong way. It's dark and spooky. There's a
Can I-
wall here. We cannot proceed.
Can I go touch the wall?
You absolutely can touch the wall.
I touch the wall.
It's a wall.
Excellent.
Give
Speak,
me
friend, and enter.
give me a perception check.
Bow down.
Melon.
It's spelled
19.
melon.
19. It looks like a wall. Kind of looking at it, it looks like it's recently scraped across. Like the stone looks like it just scraped across another stone. And it gives across this feeling of like
Bless you.
it looks like it was just like it was slammed into place, like it dropped vertically out of the ceiling.
That's not ideal.
So if I take a couple steps back and hit it with the Mega Man arm, does anything happen?
Oh,
Make your is what a ranged spell attack?
Yep.
Go ahead and shoot it.
I believe. Yeah, that's +8. That is a 26.
Okay. So you're gonna hit the wall.
the broadside of a wall.
So your arm cannon, your hand kind of splits and retracts. It goes, and two blue bolts come out and slam into the wall. And the energy from those spider webs out from the point of impact. And you see what looks like numbers. It just ones and zeros start to scroll across this wall. Just from top to bottom. All the way down.
Is it
And
sushi
then-
recipes?
It is not sushi recipes. It looks so because, and you can read anything, correct?
Yep.
So as you're reading it, you're basically getting a message about a lockout. It says this section of containment has been breached. For your safety, do not attempt to open this door. And the message repeats until all of the binary disappears, and then the wall just looks normal again.
We're about to go to SCP and DND.
Yeah, I'll have read the warning out loud as it was crossing by.
Okay.
But what do you mean it's been breached? Is this because someone else was in the hole? Was it because we were in the hole?
Quite possibly. I do believe that this side is locked down. There is a door behind us.
I told you we should go through the door and knock down this scary passage. Always the door.
Remember, this passage exists. There is a potential that this door is breached as well. And I'm just going to turn 180 degrees and just start walking through everybody towards the other door.
Okay.
As Robbie has proposed, we go towards the door, and I'm going to go do the same.
Okay.
Are we all just gonna go? Bloop?
So we'll keep the marching order the same unless somebody wants to switch it up. The party, Mosey's over here, and with Robbie leading the way, you guys come to a very large room, and I don't know if you can actually see.
Yes, I see that.
You see the coloration, that pink circle that doesn't fucking show up on my
I
screen.
see a little bit of pink.
Sounds wild down there.
Sarah, your brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that better? Yeah, it's much better.
So now it's green.
He's now green.
Hi, Swaney.
Oh, hey, Swaney. So
Look at his face. He's amazed.
So as y'all mosey your way into this room, with Robbie and Lami in the lead, you guys, the door just, and inside you see a large glowing
Dragon.
circle.
Oh.
Not dragon. Dragon gets both hands up in the air like this. Yay. It's also very weird to not see my face.
You're a hand actor now.
Hand model.
Yeah.
So the door swings open. The only light coming from this room, besides Lami's sword and Ronan's chain, is the enormous green glowing circle embedded in the floor. And Ronan, your detect magic is still up. Instead of just the regular hum of that gray industrial magic, you're getting a spike in some kind of transportation. Like this circle makes things appear and disappear is kind of the vibe you're getting.
I will relay that to the party.
I don't know what school of magic that is off the top of my head. Is
The
that
arcane.
That's conjuration. Conjuration magic is coming out of the circle.
We'll make that purple.
Okay. So the green light that's this thing is actually emanating starts to mix with this into this purple, this violet hue, and you feel this glow kind of start to fill the room around this circle.
I'll just be like, that circle is a teleporty circle.
Are there doors? Do we see exits to this room?
There are 3 exits. There's an exit to the north, there's an exit to the south, and an exit to further to the east.
Without touching the teleportation circle or whatever it is, can I do an investigation of it and see if I can discern anything specific about it?
Of the circle?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation. Actually, because this is magical, give me Arcana.
Gotcha.
And
that is a natural 1.
Oh,
So, as you walk, so Robbie will grab his little token out of here. You kind of split off from the party, and you start to circle around, trying to get a read on it. And something seems eerily familiar. And as you're walking, you accidentally kick over what looks like a small metal cube, probably 2 inches by 2 inches. And you're walking, you kick it into the circle. and it trips across the line, and the circle flares to life. And there's this hum. It's super similar to the sound of your arm cannon charging, but this has a lower pitch and a lower resonance, and the cube kind of continues to tumble into the center of the circle, and there is a flash of light and a puff of smoke.
Ooh.
And the cube is gone.
So I take it we should not stand in that circle?
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh boy!
Against a circle?
No, against a cube, bro. Were you not paying attention?
It's a circle.
Ooh!
Hey, that's
It
not
could have
bad
came
either.
back as a bigger cube, man.
So, give me one moment
Yo,
to prep some things.
Take your time.
Ooh.
If instrument of scribing. This musical instrument has 3
Let's see how
charges.
this looks.
Ooh.
Oh boy, this is actually working better than I thought it would.
Sponsored by
fuck.
Dwarven Forge.
Fuck you, roll 20. I don't need your shit anymore. Get out of here. So, the party is here. Where did I put everybody's things? Robbie, you made it to about here.
Yay.
Before you kicked in the thing. Let me grab the rest of these.
Could have just hidden a hole.
These fucking these poker chips continue to be the best fucking purchase I made. That and a roll of spike tape.
Spike tape is always useful.
Spike
I know
tape's
what you're
the
talking
best.
about.
So
Y'all
What's
ever
it-
seen electrical tape? It's pretty great.
they got that right here.
Right? Meow.
Right, meow.
All right, I need initiative orders from everybody.
Right? Yeah.
We'll start with Ronan.
Dirty 20. Nat 20, I guess, doesn't do anything, so.
Lythar.
14. 14. Sorry, I have to go to the potty.
You're good. Lami, what'd you get?
15?
Okay.
Peter Pan?
Thrall, what'd you get?
Dirty 2.
Yikes. That's too much. It was good though.
I need to learn how to play the Jeopardy theme song on that.
Maury, how'd you do?
I don't think you do.
I got a 19.
Okay. Lythar, what did you? Thali, what'd you do?
13.
Robbie, what'd you do?
8.
And the thing that is emerging from the from the teleportation circle.
Is a dragon.
Fuck, which die did I roll? We're gonna.
That didn't sound like a dragon.
That was a dead thing.
If it was a dead thing, then you'll just kill it in one hit.
Exactly.
I don't want it to be a dead thing. I want to hit something.
You hit before me though. You rolled higher than I did.
That doesn't matter if it's a dead thing. You'll just look at it and it'll die. That's how paladins and clerics work.
I'm just gonna look at
Just
it.
if you're in the same room, does your hippogriff have a? Does it attack?
Yes, it can.
It goes on your initiative, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And unfortunately to Curtis, there's this feat called Mounted Combatant, which is going to really screw everything up.
That's fine. That's why I started doing maps now.
I thought you were about to say that's why I started drinking now.
Oh no, I started drinking when this whole fucking game started.
I only have
5-6 months ago.
It's 12.
I like how the opposite side of the map is little hexagonal shapes.
Yes, it's super neat because if you play with hexes or if you play with squares, but we're playing with squares today because we're fucking savages.
Because this is D&D.
I don't believe in a square that has more than 4 sides. Because therefore it's not a square.
Correct.
What comes after 12? 8.
What was it
Math
that
is-
Josh was trying? A square is a rhombus, but not all rhombuses are squares.
Squares are
Correct.
rectangles, not a...
No, it's a rectangle.
Yeah, rhombuses are a completely different shape.
Yeah.
So,
Ronan. So
Squares are rectangles.
emerging from...
Squares.
So now that I've got that sorted, let me rebuild our marching order at the doorway. With Cora, Ronan's in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
So Lami's at the door. There was Maury, Frank, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
Maury and Frank were next to each other. Then I think it was Thrall and
Thrall Keelik.
Licky.
Dog.
Cat dog.
Cat dog. Ooh.
Good dog. And then Ronan and Thalia and Lythar and Cora were in the rear. So Ronan. Ronan, you're up.
What came out of the thing?
So what came out of the thing?
M1.
M1 for Monster 1.
Ah.
From your detect magic, it's really hard to see through like kind of what's happening. Because it's further into the room and the light of the teleportation circle. But as you see this figure kind of uncurl itself and stand up, and as you see its head raise, you see this clean purple skull with this purpley colored skull, and you see these 2 black pitiless eyes turn towards Robbie, and you see this massive tentacles coming where its mouth should be,
Oh, Jesus
kind
Christ.
of just dangling down across its chest as it turns and looks to Robbie.
What is that?
Nope.
Hello.
And this is where we can tell the veterans from the newbies,
Yep.
because the veterans are horrified and the
Yep.
newbies are like, this is really cool. What's
I-
this dude with the squid face?
I know what that is. The purple threw me off. I'm going to. I can get past my friends, right?
What's your speed?
40.
5, 10, 15. Yes.
Okay,
you can maneuver past your friends.
I would like to get into the room and go south. Can I go south a little bit? I
25.
don't want to step on the circle because I'm scared of the circle.
Okay. So 20 feet of movement gets you into the room.
Okay, now can I move to your away from you?
Just due south.
Yeah, I want to be within 30 feet of Squid Boy.
Yes. You're within 30 feet.
Do I have any room more that I could move further into the room so I don't yank him towards the party? 40.
What's your speed? 40? That you're maxed out.
I'm maxed out? Okay, I would like to rage for
Okay.
1.
Okay.
And now I don't remember how this works. I think I can hook him, pull him, but I can't attack since I also raged.
So if you use you can attack with the hook, and if you want to burn your, so you can attack with the hook to make that land. And if you want to burn your second attack to try and pull it, then you totally can.
I will do that.
Okay, so make a ranged attack, please.
Okay. So... that is... And it's +8. So 24.
That will hit.
Okay. And the hook chain does 1d4 +5. 4s are triangles. So that is a 6 damage.
Okay.
And I would like to attempt to pull it towards me. Away from my squishy robot friend.
Okay. So that's a contested strength check.
Okay.
So roll strength.
I get advantage. Because rage.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that my dice are visible to you.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to. So you get your chain up to speed and you fling it out. And it wraps in and catches across this thing's kind of shoulder into its chest, and it lets out this warbly, very alien-sounding shriek. And you want to yank it? Yeah, there's a lot of like flailing and wet slapping tentacle sounds. So you got a dirty 20. It did not succeed, so it goes. So it gets about there, and you just you rip this thing out of the summoning circle. Was the light on the chain, or was it on the actual?
It's on the hook.
It's on the hook. So the hook is currently not really emitting light because it is embedded in this thing.
Okay.
So does that mean it's actually darker in the room, or is the?
It is darker on the room. However, from where Robbie is standing, you can see this glowing thing on the back of the creature that you just spotted. Sort of like you can see where the hook is actually biting into it. There's a point of light right there. So next up is Maury and Frank.
All right, I definitely want to shoot it for sure.
Okay.
With one of my fancy bullets.
Okay.
That's not 2 sizes bigger. He's just one bigger.
It is one bigger. It's medium.
Well, that's not going to hit.
How do you know?
Was that plus your intelligence?
Okay, so it was a 6.
Okay. Good shit. Reopen that tab, please. Reopen the tab. Okay. So yeah, you burn one of your rounds out of the equalizer. Where the hell are we? There. So one of your equalizer rounds flies out and almost hits this thing, and it just wings by and slams into the wall over here, and poof, but does new damage.
Okay, and then I want to move out into the area and kind of go in the opposite direction of Chris.
10,
of Ronan.
15, 20, 25 puts you here if you want to hang out along this wall.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, what is Frank doing?
And then I want Frank to run up to it.
5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, Frank's up in there.
And then I would like to use... Dang it, Discord message, go away.
Sorry.
Sorry as well.
Quit posting your
Damn
Discord
it,
links, guys.
I can't click the buttons. I can't see what my stuff does. Hold on here.
I always forget that other people don't have 3 screens.
And then I want to use Force and Power Grid.
Okay, give him a good clean stab. Okay.
That is a natural 20, so 24.
Ooh. That's okay. So 2d8 plus 2, please.
Frank's out to be the MVP.
Why have we gotten 2 crits so far today? I don't understand.
5% chance.
And a dirty 2.
5, 11.
Can't always win.
So
A dirty 2 is
13.
half of a 20 when you think about it.
13, is that with your plus 2?
Yeah.
So yeah, Frank runs up and sees that, like, you yell to Frank, and Frank clank, 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 and runs up, gets a good clean spear stab into this thing, and it digs in and gets into like this clasp in this plate mail that it's wearing, this breastplate. Frank manages to find a gap in it. Bam! It just jams it in there. Oh, real hunkin' good. Lami, my friend.
Hello. I don't like this thing. I don't like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh.
Sorry, no, never mind. We're too far past it, but I forgot to do Chris's rage thing.
Got it.
But we are a little past that point. So it's a regular rage.
Okay.
So sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna run at this thing, and I'm gonna smack it real good.
Okay.
I don't like how it looks. I don't like what it is. I don't like the noises it makes. I don't like the.
So as you run up to it, and you feel that you start to feel that you're channeling that the power you've been given. You hear a voice. You hear that very familiar voice in the back of your head, and you hear your dragon to say, "Burn it. Burn it down."
As I'm swinging my sword, and I hear that voice, I'm just gonna let out a big old loud, "Yes, ma'am."
Okay.
And I'm gonna go for a. Ooh. No, it's that one for sure. Yup, that's the one. I'm gonna go for a second level Divine Smite. And I'm gonna cap that with a first level Searing Smite. Just in case.
Okay. Yeah, okay, sounds good.
And I have Channel Divinity on, that's important too.
Usually.
So that's a 30 to hit.
Jeez.
You hit.
That's an 18 plus 12, boys. They smack it good. I gotta find some of these.
As he grabs every d6 that.
No, just one d6 and 4 d8.
Oh, I'm sorry. He grabs every d8 that's ever been made.
Okay. So that is 16, 21, 25, 29, plus 5, 34 damage.
Okay.
Just gonna throw this out there. Lythar did more last encounter.
I don't want to hear it, and I will cap that. Don't worry.
Lythar, to counterpoint, Lythar also did that with falling damage.
But I also had style points.
How much damage did he do?
16d6.
How much was that total?
61
damage?
points of damage.
Oh,
And
I've
I
capped
also-
that already, I think.
Probably.
Anywho, you did how much?
Oh, shit.
34.
34.
So Robbie, you've seen this thing come out of the portal, and it turned and looked at you, and all of a sudden gets yanked rudely away from you, followed by the fucking war cry of "Yes, ma'am!" This enormous fucking sword comes down and just beams this thing in the head, and there's a brilliant flash of blue silver light. There's and this thing is reeling from that particular hit. It was a big fucking wallop. Anything else you got there, good sir?
Oh, I'm gonna hit it again. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
This is just extra attack, though. So after all that fanfare, I'm gonna round my arm over and just swing back in the opposite direction. That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And that's just 1d8 plus 5.
Wah.
That is 9 damage. Wah.
So, despite having this enormous up and around bang, the second swing is just like, beep. But you hit, and it's still trying to like kind of get its feet under it. Lythar, you and Cora are up next. All the way back, Yoski.
Right. So, how many feet away is it from me?
You.
I'm trying to see if I'm going to be at disadvantage.
You're at 30 feet. You're the only time with your bow your disadvantage is if you're in melee range, or if you're past 150 feet.
That was further than that.
It's way farther than that. I thought it was like my max is like 600, but I think
You cannot make a shot past 600. Longbow. So between 10 feet and 150 feet, you attack normally.
Right.
At melee range, you attack with disadvantage. Beyond 150 feet, you attack with disadvantage.
Okay. I can't cast a spell and then attack and have her attack. That's too many actions, right? Or is
What were you looking to do? What spell were you looking?
Hunter's Mark.
If you Hunter's Marked and attacked and then gave up your attack to get her in there, then you could have both of you do things, because your Hunter's Mark is your bonus action and you give up an attack so she can attack.
Yeah, I'll do that for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Wait, Hunter's Mark? You choose a creature, blah, blah, blah. Will that affect her attacks, or is that just for me?
I'd say she gets that bonus because
She does?
it's more than just like, hey, look, it's a dog I found.
Right,
So,
okay. Alright, then I'm gonna command Cora to charge up and take a big old bite out of this thing.
Okay.
And she also, so she's gonna get an extra d6 of damage
Mhm.
from the Hunter's Mark.
Correct.
She also has Pack Tactics, which means she gets advantage on attack rolls against a creature if one of her allies is within 5 feet of the creature.
Which
Now
you've got.
several.
Kendrick, why would you throw that on Curtis's floor?
As my mouse is like, fuck this, I'm done, I'm leaving, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
My mouse is like, I'm done, I'm leaving. So
I've
she's
had
got
enough
40
of this.
So
It's trying to maintain 6 feet.
So Hunter's Mark is now on him. There's like an arrow.
so she'll be able to sneak. So when you command her, do you want her to sneak this way, or do you want her to sneak into the circle?
Not in the circle.
Okay, so she'll skirt her way around. And she's now on this side of things. So do you want her to attack first?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm gonna attack since I casted Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark is a bonus action, so you still have an attack.
You can attack once. She can attack once.
You're giving up your second attack for her.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I'll have her attack first.
Okay.
Where'd that go?
Packed. Advantage on attack rolls.
So, fuck, I gotta check her.
Here, I'll roll for her. Just good.
I just did.
With advantage.
I got the first one, which would be because that's what her +4 to hit, and then also my proficiency bonus
Her bite.
is +4 to hit.
So plus your proficiency, so +7.
So that's a 14 + 7, so that's a 21.
Okay, so that'll hit if you want to roll. So you get advantage.
Oh, then I got a nat 20 on the second one.
Beautiful.
So that
So it'll be 44 + 2.
44 + 2. What do you mean?
Because so her normal bite is 2d.
Oh, 4d4.
4. 4 of those. 4 of these boys.
Hold on. Sorry, I thought I heard 44, and I was
No.
like,
Yeah,
what?
4d4.
4d4 plus 5.
4d4.
This guy's gonna make a save.
Yeah, the triangle boy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Down
thing
the board.
Anubis's ship lands on in Stargate.
Excellent reference. Excellent.
So that's 7. That's 9. That's 11 from the 4d4, and then there's also
So you
the
add
extra d6,
plus 5. Plus your d6.
which
Does Hunter Mark get
is a
critted?
6.
Don't believe so.
I have no idea.
Hold on, math. 11 plus 6, 17 plus
5.
7. No,
Plus 5.
I thought
Because it's your proficiency, which is
and
3,
and her
plus
bite,
hers.
which is plus
2.
4.
That's to hit. That's not to damage.
Oh, plus 2. So
So plus 5. So
17 plus 5.
22.
23.
23.
No, 22. Chris was correct.
22.
Okay.
That's a lot of math. Cora, putting in work.
So Cora runs up and and she, with this snarl, snakes between Lami, Frank, and Ronan, just runs up and grabs this thing by the arm. It has its arm reaching up to grab onto the hook that's embedded in it, and Cora grabs the arm and just like pulls it away and bites into it, and she tries to drag it to the ground, but this thing is able to plant its feet and kind of it pulls its arm back towards its face and starts snarling back at Cora, and like the tentacles are reaching out, like grabbing towards her face.
While that happens, I'm gonna take a shot
Okay.
at him. And that is a that's a 9 plus 11, so that's a 21.
20.
Oh wow, that's a dirty 20.
Kendrick can't do math.
Just imagine.
I've been cooped up in my house for too long.
Go do
Still
some
hits.
woodworking. It's free math.
Kendrick, you should
Okay.
read more.
30 20.
Okay. Still hits. It hit
Alright.
earlier and it still hits now.
And then that's a 8 for damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, and actually an extra d6. That's a 9 damage.
rough.
Damn it. She wrecked me. She did way
So as she like it's pulled its face towards Cora and is kind of snarling at her. This arrow comes in and whacks into the side into its shoulder, and it jerks and twists and is not. You're starting to see bits of ichor kind of leaking from this thing. It is less than pleased. Thalia, you're up.
Just so I know how to react as Thalia, I know what this is, but does Thalia know what this is?
You've seen all of when it pulls its face towards Cora, and you see that purple squid-like flesh reaching out towards her in the light of Lami's sword and Ronan's hook. This is a fucking mind flayer that just came out of a box.
I am going to... Let me just double check. I'm going to pull up the screen here.
I was going to call it a brain destroyer, and that's not to get anybody tips, but yes.
So
I'm
just to
towards the
clarify,
back,
box equals mind flayer.
Yes.
Okay. So a circle might equal dragon.
It could.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's a dodecahedron equal?
A mode of possibility.
So what are you doing, Thalia?
I'm going to move towards the entrance of the room. And I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the circle in the center of the room.
Oh.
Interesting. What? Remind me again.
Dispel Magic, choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Give me 1 second because I didn't write down all of my notes. Like an asshole. So if it's higher than 3rd level,
Correct.
it is
It's a DC 10 plus whatever the level of that spell is going on there. I have to roll and see if it's a DC 10 plus whatever level that is.
okay. Roll for me, please.
I figured that was the answer. Oh, that's going to be real good. My spellcasting level is... Wait, is that my modifier? Well, it's a natural 18 plus whatever my spellcasting level is.
10 plus the spell's level on a sister. Yeah, so your spellcasting is charisma, so that's a 22.
Yeah.
So you come forward and sort of throw out your hand, and the glowing green of this circle just kind of, and the glowing green light fades away from this circle. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to have my back up against the wall and go, okay, time for some inspiration and Bardic Inspire Robbie.
Robbie's getting all the bonuses. Robbie's getting all the perks.
It worked last time.
Well, I think Robbie goes after me, so. That's probably copyrighted, but.
Probably, but I can always ask.
Curtis, you're gonna enjoy this.
Yes. Yes, perfect. Thank you. This will definitely get copyright struck because it's
absolutely.
a musical that's still on Broadway.
Is it really still on Broadway?
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
Broadway shut down right now,
It's on the marquee.
Don't
It still
talk about
counts.
that.
First rule about Broadway:
So-
we don't talk about Broadway.
So this doodad,
Second rule about Broadway.
this motherfucker,
Is it his turn now?
it is his turn.
I remind you, he has to make a Constitution saving throw,
Or what?
or he gets 1d6 of fire damage.
Okay. What's the DC?
15.
He makes it.
Fuck.
I would like to remind you that he ugly.
He is
Now he's not on fire either.
For
Yeah.
some-
Sorry, Brandon. One more time.
Oh, keep going.
Okay. So Dude Bro shows up.
Dude, bro.
And he turns.
Do it. Accurate noises.
So he turns to Lami.
Yes.
And he looks at you, and you hear a voice inside your head.
Mm-hmm.
You still have that righteous fury, that gleaming power inside your head, but you feel this like snaking, slimy kind of thought reach into your head. And you just hear this voice just go, Why have you done this to me? And 60-foot cone, huh?
your father.
Everybody
I'm ready.
Wait, what?
in this direction.
This is what the mind does.
Does that count
Which
me as well?
direction? Sorry.
This way.
Down the hallway.
Does that count me too?
He's hooked. Actually, he's gonna angle it a wee bit, so it's gonna kind of branch out this way. 60 feet. 10, 15, 20, 30.
He could have been nice.
So the end of the cone would be 30 feet across on your grid there,
Yeah.
if that's the edge.
So like, yeah, he's blasting this way.
No, that means he got it.
And so he's catching Keelik at the very end of it.
He's got me.
Brother Bear.
It's hard for me to see. Is Thalia in there?
It does.
Thalia is right on the edge.
Okay.
Thalia will get hit.
Okay.
Because it's... So basically the line is going... The edge is here. The edge is here. And here. So like this.
Uh-oh.
Actually, Thalia, I think you're safe because you're like tucked into the wall. But here's one edge and here's the other edge. So Lami, Maury, Frank, and Keelik need to make a intelligence saving throw.
This is the worst thing for me ever.
Its intelligence is
So
-3.
loud now.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Is Frank's intelligence higher than Lami's?
Yes.
Frank's intelligence is 4. Total.
Is Frank immune to psychic damage?
He's immune to charmed, exhaustion, and poison.
Okay, so no, he can be hit psychically. So what did everybody get on your saves?
17. Thank fuck.
Okay. What'd you say, Maury?
Frank got a 14. I'm still trying to figure out Maury's.
Okay. And Keelik needs to make his roll. Where are you, buddy? Okay.
And Maury got a 12.
Okay, so Keelik dirty 20s.
Nice.
Everybody
This
else.
wasn't 32.
Yeah, no, he like there's this weird, it's almost like getting hit in the face with a brick. Just this psychic pressure just slams into your head. Everybody except Keelik.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
What did Keelik roll?
The dirty
He had
20.
a, he had a
20.
dirty 20.
Keelik is like, it keeps on living.
20. Everyone who failed the save, take 25 psychic damage.
Oof.
Thank you.
Thank God I was not involved because that is.
I have other
Hard
things to
save.
say,
More than
but I
half my
shouldn't
health.
say it.
Same.
I shouldn't
so,
say it.
So yeah, Lami, you also get hit with that.
Yep.
And
But-
you are all
Yep, there it is.
you are all stunned
That's the one.
Done.
for the next minute.
Yep, whole ass minute.
Oh.
That's 10 rounds
Oh.
of combat.
The
God.
creature- so attacks against you have disadvantage
Wait, attacks
automatically-
against them have
against a stunned target.
have
Have
advantage.
advantage.
Okay, you said disadvantage, and I was like,
The
that
cre-
doesn't make
so
sense.
stunned creatures automatically fail strength and dex saves.
Mhm.
And let me consult the book.
Don't
Fuck.
consult the book.
That's what the book
It's
said.
nothing's good. Nothing
You
good is about
cannot
to
you
happen.
cannot take actions or reactions.
Jeez.
You can repeat the
Put on
saving.
the backpack or time to carry.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success. So, you got stunned, stunned, stunned.
What do we have to roll for a success?
Somewhere above a 17 and less
I
than a
guess you-
20.
I guess you can't tell me.
Yep.
Oops.
We know a
Wait, so
17
how-
failed and a 20, 10 rounds of combat.
10
keep
rounds
it.
through initiative.
Yes.
You'll be unconscious until this dude dies, most likely.
I mean,
Unless they succeed their saving throw.
I'm boned.
well, and it's an intelligence save for them
My
every time.
intelligence is a -1.
Mm-hmm.
Roll high.
What does he have as a bonus action? Nothing? Probably nothing. That would be too easy.
What happens if it's actually 20? Then Lami will never be able to win the saving throw.
Only in that 20, he has a 5% chance to wake up.
He has no...
Yeah, but even with a nat 20, though, if it's a
Yeah, but nat
intelligence,
20s are
it's
different than regular 20s.
-20.
Yeah.
It's permanently in a coma for the rest of the game.
Too much beer.
And so that's the Mind Flayer. That's the Mind Flayer's turn. Spoilers, it is a Mind Flayer. I feel like someone would start screaming that.
Oh, I knew exactly what it was.
Yep.
Was it the purple or the tentacles that gave it away?
Tentacles.
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 I just googled D&D mouth tentacles, and Mind Flayer came up, and I was like, that shit is terrifying.
I was
Speaking of Robbie,
That's amazing you didn't get porn.
Yeah, it really is.
Roll
Roll
your
34. Roll 34.
Robbie, you're up. You want to put on the backpack?
That came from Rachel.
Okay.
That was a good one.
I'm so
Roll
proud of
34,
you.
boys.
So the portal in the center of the room is off?
Is dark, yes.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to try to step basically opposite direction of everybody else, but move within 25 feet of it. If I have to cross through the deactivated portal, I don't care.
You'd have to get to like Yoski.
Cool. Now, it's made out of metal, right?
The thing?
Yeah.
The
Mind
thing
Flayer.
is not made out of metal.
Oh, it is. It is straight up flesh and blood right now?
Straight up. From what you can tell, it's got a breastplate on. It's got like a little piece of chest armor, but that's about it. It like you can see the purple. You can see kind of the slime and the freaked out tentacle-iness of it.
Screw that. This worked out for me well last time. Bonus action, Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw a witch bolt at it,
Ooh, that's a good one.
but I'm going to spend my inspiration. No, I've got part. I'm just going to do that. So I will witch bolt. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. D12. D12. 17 plus 25 plus 3, 28 points of lightning damage.
Badass.
Okay.
And there is now an arc of electricity between the two of us.
Okay. So you guys, in the faint kind of flickering light of this portal, you see Robbie move forward, and there's a charge of light building at the end of his arm. Those of you who watched him do this to the rock know exactly what's coming. You see this arc of electricity just go and start arcing back and forth between the two, and now you can see everything in this room in this flickering bluish light from this lightning arc.
That's Robbie.
Keelik is next.
Our boy and savior.
He moves up and starts getting close to the door, and as he sees what this thing is,
Uh-oh.
He runs away.
he wigs out a little bit. He doesn't run. But he sees this thing and sees this arcing electricity. He sees this enormous luminescent wolf biting onto this thing's arm. And he's just like, he looks down for a second, adjusts his grip on his glaive, and just runs in and just gets this big overhand stab at this thing. And let me find a stat sheet. And he managed to like work his way past these stunned forms of Lamy and Frank and just work his way around it. Bam! Get up in the thick of things. Which is 2 of these. There would be 10 boys. Bugbears do stupid damage. Okay. Plus. Okay. So he gets this. He gets kind of under everything and stabs up into it, and you see Robbie, especially Robbie and Rody. You see this glaive, just this blade pop out of nowhere and just slide inside this, like underneath the breastplate, and kind of just like, and it almost like gets lifted off the ground a little bit as this thing just kind of slips in between what would be ribs on a human. And last, but certainly not least, we come to Thrall.
The samurai.
You know what? How far away am I? What's that say?
You are, we'll say 20, 25 feet. You'd be able to run in there.
All right, we're gonna get up in there.
So you kind of muscle Lamy out of the way a little bit.
He's asleep, just push him over.
He's like, he looks like he is super, super drunk and just kind of like standing there all confuzzled. But yeah, you could also like scoot around to the side.
Well, I was gonna say, can I go to Ronan's side? Or is that too far away?
What's your speed? 30. You could get to there without too much trouble.
I'll go there
and get a good clean line on that attack.
All right, let's try to hit him with the katana here.
15 attacks in a row.
Stab.
Jab.
That's an 18. Cool. Roll damage, please.
That was a what to hit? 18?
18.
Ah. Oh, wait, we knew that.
Show me the damage.
That is an 11.
How do you want to do this?
Hey!
Yeah! This guy was weak.
Is he being picked up in the air still?
He's kind of lifted up by the glaive that Keelik has impaled on.
Okay. Well, I guess I have my short sword still. And the katana. Can I just kind of, because I use Ronin, or not Ronin, use Lamy as like a kind of a step on.
He's stunned. He can't say no.
And jump over top of him and just bring both katana and my short sword and just right there,
Bring it down
to his chest.
Okay. As it comes down, and he's kind of been lifted up by this sword in his ribs, and you just come down, and both blades just bite in, and they sink home, and these two black eyes look up at you, and they look. You just want to pop off the head? You want to Dooku it? So you bring the swords and you just kind of cross and the head of this thing just falls to the floor with a thud, and there's this black ichor. This black ichor just starts to just pour out from the top of it, and you get this feeling of satisfaction, and and you hear. You think you hear a voice. Just go. And that's it. Just this long, deep sigh. And then it's quiet. But you still feel that. You feel like you've just eaten a full meal. You feel like you've just enjoyed. You feel like you've just been out dancing for hours, and it's that contented exhaustion. You're just like,
Well, we got a serial killer.
yes. And then that feeling is gone. As this thing's head is lying on the floor in front of you, and the eyes are looking up, just straight up at the ceiling. These black, dead eyes. So.
Uh-oh.
Loot it!
I'm gonna take that whole minute to just keep pumping the witch's bolt electricity into this thing.
Keep tasing this thing. So the body.
Cook sushi.
The body is still laying here, and it keeps twitching as you're just applying current to this, and as everyone gradually comes out of this shock that this thing put them in, everyone kind of gains their footing back.
I want to loot it.
You want to loot the body?
I want to loot him.
I'm gonna walk over to Maury and use my lay on hands for 20 points.
I was going to ask if we should take a short rest.
Also, go on, Brandon.
That satisfied feeling, that was just me.
You're not sure.
Okay.
You've never felt that before. You've never felt that kind of satisfaction from killing something before. Give me an insight check actually on yourself. With it. Yeah, give me an insight check.
How well do you really know you?
Who really knows anybody?
19.
You've never felt that feeling before. And it's unusual.
It's unusual.
Granted, this thing did try. It was killing. It was attacking your friends. And you've been in fights where you had to do that. You've never gotten that kind of. You've never felt sated and full after a fight like this has.
Interesting.
So Ronan, as you loot the body, this thing had nothing on it.
Not even the
This thing
breastplate?
Like the breastplate it had is currently like
Destroyed from the katana.
It's kind of melted into slag because Robbie's been pumping voltage into it for at least a minute. Other than that, it had no materials. It had nothing.
I also rolled a 3 on my Wild Surge table, which is hilarious. I texted it to you.
God, I can't look at my phone. I'm busy running the game. Yeah, conveniently that didn't happen this time because you forgot it when you raged.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious, though.
But
what does it do?
You'll find out.
You'll have
next
to find
time
out
I
the next
roll
time
a 3.
So Ronan is looting this thing, what's left of it, as Robbie has cooked it to a crisp. Is there anything anyone would like to do before or during this short rest?
I want to look around the room and like the teleportation circle.
Okay.
Is the box still there, or did the box turn into him? Or
The
did
cube is gone.
Okay.
However, as Thalia is looking around the room, you find other cubes. In very like there's a couple sort of in like a corner in different parts of the room.
Is there anything written around the room or on the cubes?
I'm glad you asked. Around the room, give me a perception check, please, or investigation, whichever you prefer.
The
I help with that?
investigation's better.
Yeah, if you want to assist.
Yeah, I'll take that at advantage. Because that's a 22.
Because this is all written in what looks like the same ones and zeros. It's written in binary, like what you had seen. So Thalia, you don't know what it means, but you're at this point you're getting better at spotting it.
Got it.
Robbie, as you come to it next to the door you came through, sort of on the wall on the outside of the door frame, basically like a sign pointing in. It says subject intake. Specimen intake.
Okay.
And the cubes, there's a whole slew of cubes, and they all seem to have different species on them.
Cool. How many can I fit in the haversack?
They are, what did I say, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2?
Mm-hmm.
You have what, 8 cubic feet?
8 cubic feet. That's already filled by a bunch of beer.
So I figure you can fit 2 cubic feet worth.
All right. What did I find? Because I'm going to pick 2 of them.
One of them says Hydra.
Whoa!
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
Let me go back. Let me go back to my list. One says myconids, parentheses, various.
There's just a bunch of different men named Mike.
2 of them say doppelganger. One says owlbear.
I take the owlbear.
Okay. And one says Umber Hulk.
Ooh.
Hydra or Umber? Umber Hulk.
Umber Hulk? Great.
Yes.
So you have 2 cubes that say Umber Hulk and
Owlbear.
And
Owlbear.
currently sitting in your haversack.
Can I take out the dark spot that I have and kind of like compare the two cubes or one of the cubes with that cube?
Aside from the fact that they're cubes and they're of comparable size, the dark spot definitely looks like it was made by humans or someone with a better. This was made for someone else to use. The cubes that you're seeing Robbie handle have no clear, like the dark spot has an activation switch. There's a panel on the side that you push in to engage the darkness. The cubes that Robbie has found are smaller and have no accessible outside feature.
Gotcha. I'm gonna just put it back in my bag.
Anything else?
I got nothing.
I'm gonna give Cora some good old pats and hugs for fucking that thing up more than I did.
Yeah, she got her
She was a
fucking
good
teeth
girl.
into it.
She was a good girl.
She's sitting there and she's panting and she's got this big doggy grin, which is a little more horrifying because it's dripping black like gore off of her teeth. And like her muzzle, her like normally shining muzzle is stained black from the blood of this thing. Anything else?
I want a cube. I can't read the cubes. I just want to take a cube.
I'll hand him the Hydra cube.
Oh, I'll be like, this is a very nice cube, and I put it in my backpack.
I don't tell him what it says.
Perfect. Great. If there's nothing else, sorry, go ahead.
I really want to detect magic on them, but it reloads with a long rest, and I only have one left. So, if I eat the cube, is it going to be like the Hulk eating the Tesseract kind of deal?
I think it's been less than 10 minutes. Because that fight was like 12 seconds long. Because y'all motherfuckers, there's enough of you that like he'll just beat the shit out of it.
But did he rage?
He did rage. You were correct. Thank you, Mike.
But if they were magical, I should have noticed them along with the circle when I came in the room.
You're correct.
So were there glowy cubes?
Very faintly glowy cubes.
What color glowy cubes?
The same purple.
Oh, okay. Then I'm less worried about the cube. I'm like, this was a purple cube, and I put it in my backpack.
Yeah, it's the same color purple as the teleportation circle. There's the circle of things on the ground. So, if there's nothing else people want to do, I think we'll break there.
Hey.
Sure.
If y'all want a short rest, no, that is entirely your prerogative.
Yay.
Absolutely.
I didn't take any damage.
So we're short resting to confirm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Y'all spend an hour in a room with this mind flayer corpse.
Yep.
Just looking at it.
Looking
So
at that-
reassuring. Mm-hmm.
What do I roll for a short
I
rest?
still don't understand
Is
what's
it
going
D6?
on with the sword.
So Thrall.
The
What- do
sword's
you wanna-
name is Steve, and
What question are
and he talks to you about McDonald's. I should have picked a better name than Steve.
what's your question, Thrall? You look befuddled.
Well, no, like I mean, obviously there's something up with this weapon.
Because if you want to take some time just kind of handling it and trying to like
So,
You're
As
gonna
a-
learn the hard way.
as a player, only because the DM has asked me a very specific question at one point. I can
I did
read
bring
all
this.
writing.
I did bring this upon myself. You are entirely correct.
Yes. So if we haven't been able to read what's on the sword yet, because Robbie doesn't actually know anything's written on it, but I, as a player now, do. Robbie can literally read everything written.
Oh.
He's like C3PO.
Yeah.
He is.
Pretty much.
Unless
Much.
it's written in the Sith dialect, then
And
he's
then they
not
have
allowed to
plug
read
it
it.
in.
Correct. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's how
We don't
D&D
talk.
works.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about episode 9.
We're not bringing Star Wars into this. It's too complicated.
I already made a Star Wars
Have y'all
reference
ever
last
tried to
episode.
play the Star Wars tabletop RPG? It is so complicated, beyond comprehension.
Which one? The new one that they did, or the old D20? Because I've played the old one.
The old one.
Yeah, I love the old one.
Before we get too off base, thank y'all for watching. We'll catch y'all next week.
Yay!
In the old
We
one,
live!